fuck? What's wrong with my webcam? Device. What?
Oh, is it having that weird problem again?
Yeah. See if I can be entertaining one last time. I haven't streamed in so long. There we go.
Watch like the people who have been like waiting for you to play StarCraft just come back and be like, what the fuck is this? Oh wait, no, it's not even on the same stream. That's right.
I can host it though. Twitch.tv/Sonox/host
Wait, you
League. I'm just gonna host
Oh
it.
my god. Holy fuck, Khalil. I can't believe you.
What the fuck is up with my camera? Holy shit.
How does one gank with
Oh, if you plugged in your webcam after OBS is open, just close out of OBS and reopen it.
It just made the fucking screen like huge. Alright, this will work. Go right here. /host TAMU League. Is that working? Hello? There it goes. /host TAMU League. Is that working? Hello? There it goes. Alright. Chat, pop out. League. Is that working? Alright, TAMU League. Okay. Four junglers on this team, lol. Holy.
Their macro game should be on fleek though.
HTTP. Okay. Let me move channels. I'll just stay here. Okay, going to picks and bans. Mordekaiser's banned from blue team. That's a kind of strange ban. I don't know how I feel about that. Unless that's a target ban, I don't think Mordekaiser's in a very good place right now. There's an Echo ban. Echo, they just nerfed Gusty Undying, and while it's not as good of a summoner, or not as good of a Keystone Mastery, it's still pretty good. So as a result of that, Echo's still pretty strong, even though they nerfed his base damages on his E and amped his ratio on his E. But I think he's not bad. I think he's definitely a power pick still, I think. Raga's definitely a power pick. Kid's a monster. He has really good clear. He doesn't really take a lot of damage in the jungle. He has good disengage, good engage. All that stuff is pretty good. Soraka, decent ban. I think Soraka can definitely be frustrating, especially when she's in a position where she can heal big tanks that are frontline for people that can't get to her. Lulu, definitely a good ban because Lulu can be flexed in multiple positions, and she also adds a lot of utility to the team on top to like pretty good lane dominance and a lot of like early game pressure. Tarek, also a very good ban. So all the bans in general have been pretty good except for the Mordekaiser ban. Tarek, his ult is pretty deceptive, it's pretty subtle. It can be a game changer. His laning isn't fantastic, but the pressure that he offers going into the mid game is pretty impactful. Going on from that, I got a Lee Sin pick on blue team. That's bold. Like I always tell people this, like don't play Lee Sin if you're trying to climb usually, because Lee Sin is the most mechanically intensive jungler in the game. It's not very forgiving if you fall behind on him, and the way that you need to play Lee Sin is very different than how you can play every other jungler. Lee Sin's not the kind of jungler where you can just kind of do your camps on time and like be fine. Lee Sin, you need to constantly be in their face, invading their jungle, and just having your way with them. Like, it's very different than a lot of the junglers where you can just farm and kind of be okay, or get set back and be okay. Lee Sin, even going into the late game when you're building a tanky Lee Sin, you have to really understand how to play Lee Sin and what his role is at any point of the game to be effective on him. Looks like that's going to be a Zilean mid with a Morgana support, or it could be a Morgana mid with a Zilean support. Both of them are pretty good at each role respectively. Zilean's pretty good at harassing people. He offers a decent amount of utility to the team. His wave clear is decent. Morgana is the same way. She's really good at pushing the wave. They both have a strength in that respect. She has good utility with Black Shield, and if she starts getting fed, her Qs do insane damage. Both are good at getting picks. Morgana's a little better. Looks like they're going to go with the Ezreal pick on blue side. Oh, we'll see what they lock in first. So yeah, Ezreal Nautilus. Nautilus is a very, very, very strong champion right now. He's one of the champions that got nerfed, but is still pretty effective. Ezreal's good. He actually does damage now. I know a few League Academies ago I gave Ezreal a lot of shit, but it's pretty decent now. Maokai is very strong in the current meta. I think they upped him. I forgot what they did to him, but he's good. With the reduction in Grasp of the Undying, even though he's not someone that usually benefits from it as much, by having it get nerfed, he consequently became stronger residually. Jarvan really strong after the R buff. People really underestimate the amount of damage it does, especially when he hits multiple targets with it. Actually, I'm going to move us, so when they finish the game, it doesn't. Anyway, Brand. I like the comp coming out of Purple Team right now. It's different. It's, they have good engage. They have decent disengage. I mean, I wouldn't say that they don't really have a disengage option the same way that you would if you had a Gragas, but Gragas is banned. So, I mean, they have good engage options, they have good catch options, so that's good. Blue team, their comp is decent. This looks like a brand mid Alistar. They have a very tanky front line, which is super good for like a lot. Especially if you have hyper carries. I wouldn't say Ezreal's hyper carry nor Brand, but they both can do a decent amount of damage, especially in terms of AOE. Especially with all that lockdown that Brand is going to have coming out, or from Alistar and Nautilus and presumably Lee Sin. And looks like we're going to get our last pick to round this out. Yeah, I agree, Nir. Lulu is... I respect Lulu. I mean, mainly I've been playing a lot of tournaments, so Lulu is a huge contested pick in pre-mades. In solo queue, she's not as big of a deal. You could probably use that ban on someone else. But, I mean, for me personally, I play a lot of champions that get hard countered by Lulu, so if you see me playing, there's going to be a Lulu ban most likely. Looks like a Jinx, Caitlyn. I think for Purple Team, anything... They need a high DPS source. They're very lacking in the ability to kill big tanks. Like Morgana doesn't really have sustained damage, Lillian doesn't really have sustained damage, it's kind of bursty. So they need something that can do a lot of damage. So they pick in the Caitlyn, and I mean, a lot of people don't look at Caitlyn as a late game carry, and that's because in a lot of respects she doesn't scale as well as a lot of AD carries do. But a 6-item Caitlyn is nothing to be trifled with. Like a full build 5-item Caitlyn is crazy strong, and she can pull out that tank shredding power. I mean, most AD carries really aren't that good at killing tanks, not even Vayne's that good at killing tanks. It really just comes down to who can live against the tanks that are in front of them. And I think having the range from Caitlyn is probably a good pickup for them, since they can't get the mobility of Ezreal. What is Jiminy now? Jiminy is gold now, gold something. It's good. Oh, it's gold 2 now. Attaboy. So this will be interesting. And from comps alone, I can't really say who's gonna win. I think each comp has, like, they definitely have win. So the win condition for blue team is that, I mean, it's both comps I really think are team fighting comps. There's not going to be a comp where I just see, oh man, this person gets fed and they just take the game away. It's possible that Caitlyn gets really fed and that happens. It's not as likely for the other champions, like maybe Ezreal, because his Qs start becoming really oppressive as you get later into the game. But I think more than anything, it's that these teams just need to like farm well essentially and hit team fight base and just play the team fights right. Damn, like I think both teams are pretty decent. I mean, they're not what I would usually run in when I'm playing, but they're good comps. They both have a decent amount of engage. Both of them are kind of lacking in the disengage department, so whoever falls behind, it's gonna be really, really hard to come back. What they should do is like Caitlyn should. I think their most optimal win condition is just for Caitlyn to get really far ahead in lane, and to just walk around the map pushing towers. Just kill the turrets. Don't even bother like risking that late game phase where Alistar and Nautilus are just gonna be huge and just run everything down. Because if Caitlyn's damage doesn't stay up to par with the scaling of those tanks, they're just going to run them over. And the poke from Ezreal is going to get really oppressive on the squishies of purple team. But they do have a really strong front line. It's possible that Jarvan and Lee just might get fed and just take the game over. That's completely possible, especially if you start getting ahead on Jarvan or Lee and you just start building full damage. As long as you don't let them get to the point where they can like bounce back and you start falling off, you'll just completely take the game over. So the options are there for this game to become one-sided, but it's not as bad as if you had like a Zed running around or a Riven or a Yasuo or something like that. I usually don't look over runes and masteries that much anymore, but I will this time. Just because we have a little bit of time. I'm going to skim over people's runes and masteries and see if there's anything I would change. Keep in mind, I mainly play mid lane champions, so I may not be able to give you the most adequate assessment of your runes and masteries. So in that respect, I would definitely check probuilds.net. It's really, really, really good at giving you a breakdown or giving you ideas of what you should build. Not what you should build and what your runes and masteries should be. There you go. That's what I was trying to say. So maybe I should make this wrong. Load out. Nope, not this one. Damn it. Okay. So edit scene. Okay, so looking at this. Oh, I have to go through it individually. Alright, so Alistar, pretty good runes. I actually like that he has so much armor on his pages. When I build tanky supports, I do the exact same thing. I just get a rune page with like 1,000,000 armor. He could have gotten like some red armor marks and like put some health somewhere on this page. I think that would help a lot. Otherwise, you kind of are lacking in the health department. I think a lot of, but I think this is actually perfectly fine. So I don't have anything to say about Alistar. Some people do go toward like a more Thunderlords based Alistar, but I don't know what's better like that compared to. I mean, it does a lot of damage, but I think that going, what is this master called? Bond of Stone is also really good. So that's preference. Jiminy, he goes to defensively. That's interesting. Generally, I would go Thunderlords. Yeah, I would definitely go Thunderlords on Lee. I mean, I guess you can play Lee a lot of different ways, but Lee has some really good early pressure, so going Thunderlords tends to be really good for him. I don't think that going 12-0-18 is bad. Like, I think it can work, but I just think that Thunderlords is a lot more effective on him especially. But Lee's one of those champions that you can do a lot of different things with and be successful. Runes are fine. You go 5% CDR, that's also fine. Although I tend to just go with flat magic resist. 5% CDR is fine. I don't know what the attack speed rune is there. They should probably put another AD rune there for just the 15 AD. But Brand, this is fine. Deathfire Touch is actually, Brand is pretty much the only champion you want to run Deathfire Touch on, and that's because of the way that his dots work. It makes it super effective on him. So that's good that he picked that up. Ezreal, that's fine. I don't know if everyone still runs the attack speed on Ezreal. Probably. Nautilus, that's fine. Caitlyn, that's fine. And the game started, so I'm gonna go ahead and swap over.
Welcome to Summoner's Rift.
Oh no!
30 seconds to minions spawn.
There's shenanigans going on. So actually, in terms of invading, I'd have to say that Red Team actually has a crazy strong invade team. Like, Jarvan isn't fantastic level 1. Like, Caitlyn, Morgana, Zillion, Maokai, crazy good. I mean, Blue Teams isn't so bad either. Like, they could be an interesting little brawl early game if they decided to get aggressive, but...
Minions have spawned.
Oh man, my thing is shit. I think I can I'll lower the resolution of the game, so you guys don't have to see, because I have a widescreen monitor. That's why it looks like that. There you go. That should be much better for you guys. Is my picture taking up anything? No, it's not. Let's see, I'll get this order done too. Alright, so sneak phase is going to be pretty standard and doesn't look like anyone's doing anything particularly sneaky. I noticed the lead jungle path. I do that pretty often too, so that I have smite for red buff by the time I finish Raptors. Otherwise, you have a pretty unhealthy clear as Lee Sin. Top lane is pretty aggressive trading coming out of Guns N' Roses, but he always plays like that. Also getting binded. You really don't want to take free damage like that when you're in bot lane. Like when you push that far up into the wave, especially against a comp that or against another laning opponent that has so many skill shots, you want to try and stay in the wave because that'll stop you from being so prone to getting hit by skill shots. So coming up on like the 3-minute mark is when you really want to like make sure you have a ward down, especially if you're a solo lane, because junglers that can clear pretty in a healthy way will have to look for a gank at that point. It's like Jarvan won't be able to gank mid, but he can probably gank top. Since Maokai's level 3. Maokai should really save that for Jarvan if Jarvan decides to come up. He's at like half health, but he has a potion. I don't know if building... Actually, I'm gonna have to look that up. Oh, this might be a solo kill on Maokai. Oh, there's a flash. Oh, I missed that. Good gank by Lee Sin. I'm assuming it was a good gank. Did you get any flashes? Looks like Decker did not flash. That's a little bit of a costly mistake. Any inside of Jarvan's jungle. This is actually how you should play Lee Sin. Like, you have to play in a very aggressive manner. You need to be in someone in their face. And okay, so, and what Lee's trying to do here is he's trying to do red buff of Jarvan, and like, that's fine, right? But you need backup from your lanes. Like, that wave needs to be pushed by Bran so that there's lost XP on Zillion's part. It looks like Zillion just might straight up die here. Yeah. This is not a good place that you want to be in as the red team right now. Oh man, that is a fed Bran. Oh, anyone let me know if in stream if I know there's not many of you there, but if there are any like sound problems or anything, let me know. So now that Lee Sin's kind of asserted his dominance and he's all in Jarvan's jungle, Jarvan's gonna have like a really hard time. He's gonna try and be now at this point as Jarvan. You never want to be on the same side of the map as Lee Sin is, because if you gank the same side as Lee Sin, you're going to lose 100%. Going mid is pretty much a waste of his time at this point. You don't want to go mid anymore. I wish I had paid more attention to how it just happened so fast. I wanted to pay more attention to how the waves were in mid lane. Why Zillion was ended up taking so many bad trades. Like, whenever that happens, you want to try to, if you get put in the position where your mid laner is down, like CS and levels and gold because of like an early gank by an enemy jungler, if you get invaded, you want to just like let that buff go. Like, it sucks, yeah, but unless you can 100% get like control over it, you don't want to risk getting further behind there. Like, Zillion would have been better off just going a lane, and it looks like Maokai's gonna go down. No, Lee Sin's doing work. Goodness. I mean, there's definitely an elo discrepancy between junglers. In terms of mid laners, it's not big of a difference at all, but I think in junglers there's definitely an elo difference. So I kind of do expect the solo lanes to go in the way of red team, them, or in the way of blue team, and I expect red team's bot lane to win. But we'll have to see. May have been a little too bad. I did not think enough in terms of mid lane jungle pressure. I didn't expect them to synergize solo like that. I mean, the game's certainly not over. That's almost a 2k deficit at 6 minutes, and don't get me wrong, that's fucking huge. Like, that's massive. I think it's good for Zillion to have gotten the double Doran's ring. Same for Maokai to go double. You want to go Doran's rings whenever you start falling behind and you really need to get control of your lane. Oh man. So if I'm Jarvan right now, the only lane that I'm looking to gank is bot. Like, bot has pretty good lockdown. They're the only lane that isn't losing, and they're like, even if Lee Sin shows up, it could be catastrophic. But you're gonna want to wait for Lee Sin. You want to wait and try to get Lee Sin to gank a lane that isn't your lane. That isn't the lane that you're gonna gank. So you want to see him gank like top lane and go, okay, I'm gonna gank bot, because you know that Lee Sin's not there. At this point, you need vision, and you have to know where Lee Sin is. If you do not know where Lee Sin is, any gank that you do could just completely make the game even worse. Bot lane's doing pretty decently though. Estra's keeping up in CS though, so in terms of all the gold is on brand and it's from these kills, there's a level advantage for the jungle and the mid lane. But I don't think Jarvan should be that far behind in levels. Like, he's only like maybe a jungle camp or two behind, and that's actually a pretty big deal when it comes to, because jungle creeps are worth more experience than like, you know, normal minions, and they give more gold. But yeah, so Jarvan's already level 5, so this is good. And looking in terms of unspent gold, like neither AD carry is backed in a while, so at this point, you really just want to farm. Maokai should also avoid taking trades in that big of a wave. Like, not respecting the mini wave enough. Oh, Lee Sin's there, run! You there? Jarvan, you do not want to fight that, man. He's big enough to be your father. So one thing that Zillion is having trouble doing is controlling his wave, and like, that's hard as Zillion, because I think it's his Q and will naturally push the wave anyway. So, oh no, not like this, not like this. Oh man, not the solo kill Maokai. Oh no, run my son. Oh, this is bold. Oh, attaboy. Is this him? Oh shit. Okay, that was damn. And the mass, dude, the mastery icons that are going. You guys need to calm down. Oh, rest in peace. This Lee Sin is doing the most work. Jiminy just wants me to stop criticizing his Lee. He wants this to be it. Jiminy's his decisions on where to gank have been very good. He's very aware, and like, that's something you need as a jungler. You need to have like that sixth sense of knowing where everyone is on the map and understanding where people are going to be. And like, it sounds like it's hard, but when you actually think about it, it really isn't. If you have a lane that's pushing, like if one of your laners is pushing, like, you're probably gonna get ganked, right? Just ask yourself if you would gank them, and if you would gank them, like, the other jungler's probably there. Unless the other jungler has no idea what they're doing, they're probably behave in such a way that... Is that warded? No, it's not. Not like this. This is good. He's gonna stay here and let Jarvan take all this free damage, and then just take the red buff. And then Jarvan's gonna be at lower health than him. Yep. It's good for him to not have fought there, because he didn't have pressure in his lanes to be able to do that. So, I mean, even just taking the red buff from Jarvan was good. One second. see. Looking at builds, looks like Malice is going for that rot. He's all about D gates. Sin, I'm assuming that's Warrior. One thing that I would say is that you wanna, even though, like, it was fine in Lee Sin's position because he was able to apply the pressure that he needed to not upgrade his jungle item first. But you have to remember that whenever you have your jungle item upgraded, you get more experience for every camp that you kill. If you know you're looking to make an aggressive play, you could finish the cooldown AD item. I don't know what that item is called. Whatever it was that builds into Warrior. You can go ahead and do that. But otherwise, it's kind of risky because you lose experience based on the camps that you would have gotten otherwise. I'm assuming that Maokai is building Sunfire Cape. I'm not sure why he has the no magic mantle. So, whenever you're building, it's fine to build half an item and to branch out. But always remember that whenever you're building something, you get the most gold value out of completing an item. So like, it's not super good to sit on half of an item and not complete it unless you know for a fact that you just need... So an exception to that is like if you're playing Echo top and you're playing against a matchup like Maokai, and you know Maokai's damage is mostly magic, you can go ahead and build the Spectre's Cowl, sit on it, build the Sheen, and then you can finish Spirit Visage, or you can finish the other item you're going for, which is Iceborne Gauntlet. And like that's fine because you need that resistance item just to be able to trade in the lane. I do the same thing with like Yasuo, is that whenever I'm against a heavy AP matchup that like does a decent amount of damage, I will get a fight over a Dragon Pit. Oh, poor Jarvan, not like this. Zillion had been, it was a little bold of Jarvan to be going in like that, especially with blue side pushed into his bot lane. When his bot lane was pushed into their turret, and he probably should have been fighting there. And a lot of it also has to do with how quickly your mid lane can react. And especially with them being so far behind, you really don't want to look for fights. Like, if you get a kill, or if you go for a kill, it should be, hey, they messed up, I'm gonna punish them for messing up. It shouldn't be, oh, we're gonna set up a play here, or like, I'm gonna aggress here. Something you want to avoid, especially when you don't have, like, excellent ward coverage. Like, red team could stand to have more wards, and, like, their wards are very defensive right now. You see that ward, over here, and this ward over here. Like, these are very defensive wards. Being placed by red team. They don't really know the movements of red team. So when you're blue team. So when you're playing against a jungler that you know is going to be aggressive toward you, like try dropping a ward near his raptor. So even if he smites his raptors, he'll see the ward, but at least you'll know that he was doing his raptors. You can apply pressure somewhere else. And if you don't want to do that, you can drop a ward like here. If you drop a pink in this bush right here, right in this bush, I almost guarantee you that no one is going to clear that ward. Like, you will be hard-pressed to see that ward get cleared. Like, I can't tell you how many times I drop a pink ward in that bush and it never gets cleared, and that gives you a lot of information. Well, this could be a good setup by Morgana. Not the ultimate. Oh, no. Alistar, you gotta pop your ultimate way sooner than that, man. I don't know if maybe you didn't have it at the beginning of the engagement. Oh, they're all dead. Goodness. Well, that is a big brand. Jesus. Holy, the Deathfire Touch finished off the third kill too. That brand is enormous. Holy. That man is a monster. Dude, I need some music. This is killing me. I don't want the VOD to get muted though. So, one thing that I have not seen much from the top laners is that there have been very few TP plays. Oh no, Maokai. No. This is the worst too, because you know you could have killed them. Then the jungler shows up. So, Maokai doesn't want to be there. Like, that Lee Sin has... Oh, just kidding, Jarvan's here. Okay, they can actually fight this 100%. Maokai needs to be up there with Jarvan. That's not good. Yeah, so in order for that to work, Maokai had to be there with Jarvan, but Maokai was clearing his wave. I don't know if that wasn't well communicated or rest in peace, Zillion. Damn, I feel like I didn't balance the teams well enough. I mean, their bot lane could still come back and carry, but I mean, oh no, oh no. Oh, that was good. Flash pulverize. That's part of the risk about playing up against Ezreal once he gets Iceborne Gauntlet, is that if they go in on you, you don't really have a way to get out. Rest in peace, Morgana. The team got the 6k gold lead. Jeez. I mean, this is a tough position to be in. Blue team, what red team needs to get back in the game is like really good vision control, and they just the whole game they have not had good vision control at all. You look at the map now. I know a lot of their wards just expired, but I mean, they got one ward on the map, and they have no pinks. Blue team has 2 pinks down, and like it doesn't seem like that would be a big deal. But when you're falling behind, that's the most important thing. Is that you have to know what plays are safe to make and which ones are just going to put you farther behind. And because of the lack of vision, like especially whenever they'll make an aggressive play, but they don't know where people are. And when you don't know where people are, you run the risk of falling further behind because the other team can. And I don't know if it's just good planning on blue team's part or just good communication or what, but I mean, the cards are aligned to where like blue team's always been in the right position every time red team makes an aggressive play to punish them for it. And when you're behind, you have to like severely outplay the enemy team in order to come back when you're behind like this. If you're making an aggressive play, and also they don't. Oh, this is a good binding. That's a really good binding. Oh, Jarvan missed the EQ. Man, that feels bad, man. That's a good idea. Like, Jarvan could EQ over the wall flash and ulted, and they probably would have picked up some kills there. But I mean, Maokai really could have gotten the bot lane back into the game, like with that ward down there, and bot brush. Oh, rest in peace. Oh man, poor Zillion. Like, so there was that ward down here. If Maokai had teleported in on that instead of brawling with Nautilus, like they could have made a huge play there. So Jarvan wants to back out here. You don't want to keep fighting that. When it rains, it pours. Oh no. Oh no, that was a good kick. That was really good. Goodness. Oh man. Whew. This game might be done. This might be a wrap. They're down 10,000 gold-ish, and you're trying to come up with ways for red team to get back into this game, but blue team is like reading what they want to do way too often. They were losing individually in each lane. I mean, Lee Sin had a huge amount to do with that. Like, actually, Lee Sin just completely shut down 2 lanes at the same time, and when you get pressured like that, you have to understand what you can do to prevent it from happening and what things you have to just let go. And that's a hard thing to do when you get behind, is knowing what you can fight and what you can't fight. And red team was taking a lot of fights that they shouldn't have taken when they've fallen behind like that. And it's hard when it's that early in the game to make those decisions, but if you don't make the proper ones and the other team doesn't misplay while they're doing it, you just get completely shit on. Like, that sucks, but that's kind of how it goes. Like, this play right here is pretty aggressive. Like, he doesn't really know where people are on the map. Granted, it turns out that Brand and Lee Sin are not there at all, and they probably could actually take this fight, especially with Brand not being there. Because if you look at the gold lead, Brand is almost 9,000 of their 36,000 gold. So without Brand, it's an even game. But gold is one thing, but you also want to pay attention to power spikes. And when Ezreal finishes mirror mana, while Caitlyn's still on Infinity Edge and has no attack speed, like, there's not going to be any comparison to the amount of damage that the output difference. Like, it's going to be massive. I don't think that red team's tanks are strong enough to outlast anything even with Ezreal and Brand not there. Even with Brand not there, I don't think their tanks can deal with Ezreal's damage. And Caitlyn can't shred these tanks whatsoever, especially with Alistar ult up. Red team really needs blue team to dive them. They're not going to win this. Rest in peace. That was a 4v5. There was no Lee Sin involved. I almost feel like I should give them. I don't know. I think I'll do another game with these people because it kind of sucks to get just dumped on. I mean, there's a lot of things I can talk about, but I can't really help Blue Team improve that much. There's not really much I can tell them. They played pretty much everything right. Oh, the surrender vote. Holy. Alright, I'm gonna move everyone. Why are these in the wrong order? Fuck.
For Alistair, you really only have one ability that it makes a difference on quick cast and normal cast.
That's the ground slam, right?
No, his W, because the ground slam it goes off around you, so there's no difference between normal and quick cast. So I usually do normal cast. That way, I know exactly, like, you can see the range, and since you have to left click after you do it, you know that you definitely used your W, and you use your Q immediately afterward. That way you won't, like, you're like, I wonder if I'm in range for this. Oh no, whoops, I messed it up.
Holy.
Yeah, so I always, playing on normal cast really helps me in that.
Okay, I was hoping that the game would be a lot more balanced. I did not expect that to be as severe as it was. Hopefully I can get you guys into another game afterward, because I know it kind of sucks to just get... I mean, because I have a lot of stuff I can tell. There's a lot of stuff I can tell Red Team, but I don't think I can help Blue Team nearly as much.
Are you still watching, or...?
No, I'm done.
We did it,
so, with Red Team, whenever
are you talking?
Yeah, can you not hear me?
We can't hear you, Khalil.
We
For a second, then it got out.
You might have to leave Discord and come back.
Oh, no, I can hear you. I can hear you now.
Yeah, so the thing that... Damn. So the biggest thing that went wrong is that whenever you're playing... So typically when you play against Lee Sins, most Lee Sins are bad, and they'll do this thing where they just like kind of stay in their own jungle, and they don't really pay much attention to you. But what happened here is that Jim Needy Cricket did what was right, is that whenever you're playing Lee Sin, you have to be super aggressive and in the enemy player's jungle. And that can only succeed if your solo lanes and your bot lane are being pressured. So since Bran was able to have like Zillion pushing the turret, and I mean actually it was honestly the first gank onto Zillion that like started this huge cascade of just bad things that happen. It's that whenever Zillion died, when your solo laner dies like that, and you know that they need farm and they're going to be down levels, I think Zillion was like level 2 or something like that, and Bran was already 3, almost 4. When something like that happens and the enemy jungler invades your red buff, 9 times out of 10 you need to just let your buff go. Like, it sucks, but the risk that you run of having Zillion fall even further behind or have either of you die in that exchange is way more detrimental to your early game than that red buff is ever worth. Every single camp gives you pretty much the same experience right now. So you can just as easily go to another buff and go like clear it and you'll get the same value out of it. What sucks is that you don't have your red buff to like help you with ganks, but gaining that red buff is not worth like just completely because once your mid lane died that second time after he came back to try to help you with your red buff, there was literally no way that he was coming back in that lane. That lane was just done. I think for both laners, like
Oh, there we go.
you guys could like learn to manipulate your wave a lot better. I think it was a bigger struggle for Zillion because with Zillion it's not. I mean, I think that Brand and Zillion both suffer from the same issue where their lanes will naturally push, and that is entirely dependent on how many abilities you're using. So the trick to not getting ganked is to learn how to manage your wave in such a way that you're never in a position to be ganked. And that sounds weird, but if you think about where the minion wave sits and how much, when you're in mid lane, if the minion wave is sitting directly in the center of the lane, any sort of action that you use to damage the minions will cause that wave to push toward the enemy lane. And the reason why that is because your reinforcements, if your reinforcements, like the new wave that's coming into lane, hits at the same time, they'll both be even. But if your reinforcements gets to your lane faster than theirs does, your lane is going to start pushing. So it's much harder to do a freeze in mid lane than it is for somewhere like top lane. So if you see that the wave is starting to freeze just outside the range of the turret, you need to either get your jungler to shove the wave for you, or you need to use your abilities to shove the wave. Otherwise, you get in that really awkward situation where the wave is frozen just outside of turret range and you're getting harassed freely, and you also are susceptible to ganks. I think the biggest issue was not understanding that whenever Zillion got behind, you guys had to back out against Lee Sin. Like, if Lee starts snowballing, he gets really oppressive, and I think you guys noticed that. He was all over the map, he was ganking every single lane, and I mean, vision control was a big problem for Red Team, absolutely. Whenever you fall behind, a lot of people will stop investing in wards because they're like, man, I really need to get my next item. But the reality is that that's what you need the most. Like, you need to know where Lee Sin is. That way, when you go gank a lane, Lee Sin isn't there. Because if Lee Sin is ever in the same lane that you're ganking, you will 100% lose that engagement unless he just completely fucks up. And that, like, having that knowledge of knowing that Lee Sin isn't there would be the most important knowledge you can have. Any lane that you gank at that point, you're running a risk of just completely losing the lane. Because if Lee Sin's there, he'll just completely turn it on you.
Yeah.
So when Zillion fell behind like that, you should just like, okay, mid lane's done. Like, you don't go back to gank it unless you start getting ahead in other lanes, or you personally start getting ahead and you can deal with Brand yourself. Because like when you fall behind in a solo lane like that, you really just need to start farming. In top lane, you guys both need to be really careful of trading in minion waves. You guys will are the most bold people I've ever seen in my like there's like 20 caster minions and you guys are just brawling. And you really underestimate the amount of damage the caster minions. They will fuck you up. And I think like Maokai almost died. Just he started a trade, had like same health as Nautilus. Nautilus had shield. You have to pay attention to the abilities that the other laner has, and you want to try and attack them in windows where they're vulnerable. And when they're vulnerable is when their abilities are on cooldown. And you don't want to like start trading with Nautilus while he has full shield and he's standing in the minion wave, because you're gonna do no damage because of shield, and then the minions are gonna fuck you up. And the other part was like neither of you really warded very well. You guys were just, you guys were brawling. It was a bloodbath. But if Lee Sin hadn't gotten so far ahead, Jarvan could have came up and just destroyed Nautilus. Honestly, this game with junglers like not Lee Sin and Jarvan, the game can completely flip on its head just by how aggressive they are in the early game. Bot lane, the way the elo matched up, I feel like it was a little stacked, but at the same time, I think the bot lane for Red Team definitely had the ability to carry. What you guys needed to do was, like, early on, Alistar was taking really, really, really bad trades. Like, you guys were abusing him really badly. Alistar, one thing that I would watch out for is that when you're playing against another lane that has skill shots, don't walk in front of your minions. Like, not only do you risk taking minion damage, but it's way easier for them to hit you with skill shots like Morgana bind when you're not standing behind minions. You want to try and use those minions as much as you can and only go in for an engagement when you know, like, I don't know, she missed binding or Black Shield is down. Then you can go in for a trade. Other than that, like, bot lane was just stomping for red side in terms of trades. But the issue ended up being that you guys didn't actually convert that into anything. Ezreal was sitting on a tier. When Ezreal was sitting on tier, he's the most vulnerable. You should just abuse him like crazy. When he doesn't have that chain, you should just pressure him, force him to back, get that turret, and then rotate mid and save the lane that you know is struggling really badly. It was entirely up. You guys could have turned that game even at that point, even when Bran had 3 kills. It's just that you guys weren't pressuring the lane enough. You need vision control for that. You need to know where Lee Sin is, and you should have had Jarvan come down and gank bot over and over again, because you guys have Morgana bind. There's no way for Alistar to get away once he gets locked down, and you guys could have just ran away with that lead. Like that was the only place that Jarvan could have reasonably ganked, and in order for Jarvan to gank that, he needs to be able to see if Lee Sin is there. If he knows none of that information, any gank made by Jarvan is just a waste of time, and it might lose you the game. For the mid lane, it's really hard for me to say. I think wave control had a lot to do with why all that snowballed to begin with. But once you get behind like that, you want to completely avoid trading as much as you possibly. If it means you have to sacrifice a few CS, then don't go up for the CS. You don't ever want to trade so much of your health for 1 CS to where you can't lane anymore. You have to balance how much damage you're taking and what CS you're getting. So as you start like CSing more, like you might, maybe it's just like an experience thing, like you have to get more experience CSing and understanding how the wave gets manipulated. But if you always have your wave shoved like that and you make yourself susceptible to the skill shots, especially with Bran, because with Bran especially, you can completely outplay Bran. Like, that's more of a spacing thing, knowing the range of Bran's abilities and knowing that, hey, I shouldn't stand on top of my minions when he uses Conflagrate. One tip that I'll give all of you is that whenever you go into a game and you don't know the abilities of the other player like the back of your hand, go to LoLWiki and look up their abilities and like what their cooldowns are. Because if you know what their cooldowns are and you see them use an ability, you can count how long before they can use it again, and you know you have that big of a window of opportunity to like harass them for it. But yeah, that's like general comments. I recommend that everyone go over and look over the VOD. I'm actually gonna remember to upload this one, even though I normally don't. But if you guys have any specific questions, you can like add my Smurf, and I'll try to tell you more. or like
Can I just
while I'm
ask you
setting
one
up this
quick
board.
question, Khalil?
Yeah, what's up?
My build. 2 troll or no?
Did you build Zerat's first item?
Yeah,
actually
and then
bring
I
it to-
built
God
Banner
damn
Command.
it! Not again! Not like this!
And then I built Banner Command.
Not like this!
I mean, that banner was actually doing fucking work, dude. Like,
The thing is
Okay.
the only difference is not the items that he built; it's the champion. I see this on his Heimerdingers so much. Fuck you, Michael.
actually doing that on Heimerdinger is not bad at all. Like,
I know that's why I'm like I tilt because
Especially
it's
for
like
solo
what the
queue,
fuck what would I do
really
against
fucking
it?
good.
Like, what would I do against it as a player when my team just like
Wow.
oh gosh I would just be like please no not
Anyone else
not
have
the
like
ZZ
specific
rot.
questions? Like, I can do them while we're setting up this next game. I'm gonna try and get, if you guys are still around, I can try to get you guys into another game, especially the people that were on the losing team. So I mean, honestly, on both teams, because I feel like for blue side, I don't have as much criticism for you guys, because you just completely stomped the game.
Okay. I was playing Ezreal, and I felt like just the zoning from Caitlyn traps plus the binding plus Morgana pool. Like I actually did okay in farm, but I couldn't really do anything in the lane early.
Well, I mean, that's one of those things where in a matchup like that, you shouldn't win that matchup. Like when you have Morgana, Caitlyn against Ezreal, Alistar, typically Morgana should be able to thwart any Alistar engagement with Black Shield, and because of that, you don't have good windows of opportunity to actually harass Caitlyn. And so in that situation, you should either you should wait for your jungler, or you can wait until you complete a meaningful item. So when you had tier, you definitely had to play really scared. But after tier was complete and you got Iceborne Gauntlet, then you guys could go in for an engage, like try and bait Morgana Shield, and then you guys can play aggressively. As AD carry, you're going to spend most of the time, like early on especially, not having that much of an impact, especially if you're at the enemy lane, like kind of counters yours. So I think you played it really well. And like there are going to be situations where you know that the other lane is better than yours, so you're just going to have to wait. And so either you can fight them or you can be an asset to your team in some other way.
Right.
I'm missing. I need 2 more people. Wait, the McMahon is switching accounts. So I think I'm gonna need 1 more person.
Go put me in.
Alright, go ahead and log in.
I'm ready in.
And then
The body is ready.
I guess Brand stomped too hard, not getting re-invited.
who was Brand?
The Zany Zach.
Oh rip me.
Oh, actually, I
Is that
can
the rip
invite
me?
Zach again. Yeah, Norman, you're gonna have to check.
Actually put me in spectate. Put me in spectate.
Alright. It can be more useful to, maybe he won't get his fed, and then he can have something like critique. I wasn't paying attention to mid lane as much as I normally do either, so.
May have to move these teams around a little bit.
I
Yeah.
want to change the UT lockups.
So what's the McMahon's Smurf or his other account?
No idea.
I have no idea. He didn't say.
Is the McMahon in Discord?
He is. But not talking.
Oh, is the McMahon are you Aaron Yang? Is that your name? Okay. Alright, I didn't know that. I duoed with you. Okay, so we need 1 more. Wait, no, Zanyzak's here. So, yeah, Norman, you can play. It looks like. I'm not missing anyone, am I? Wait, I have a gold 5 death sentence. Anarchist, you're not fucking gold 5. Wait, the McMahon's like plat 1, so.
Yeah, he's like
I want
plat low
plat
diamond.
5. So we need to have.
These teams are a little stacked.
Yeah, it's
we can
okay.
take Anarchist, actually. Wait, what elo is Norman? Gold 1?
Forever gold, boys.
Forever
We're
gold.
gonna move.
True.
I've lost 4 promos already.
Wow.
Aww.
Who wants to
That's
mid?
impressive.
Michael
really.
tilted me on one of them, Kappa.
It took
What
me
I did?
it took me 7 promos to get to gold from silver, so it's okay.
What's funny though is like I think season 3 or something like that. I was gold and I got the gold border, and then I decided, you know what, fuck it, I'll just play. And I got through like my promos like on the first try to plat, and I was like, wow, okay. Day after the fucking close.
Okay,
I see how it
who's
is.
wanting to mid on red side?
I can mid.
I mean,
Wait,
I
was
can
Team
mid.
1 red? Team 1 red or Team 2 red?
Khalil, you
I'll
know
mid
I
too.
play.
Who
I'll
specifically?
mid
Khalil, I
again
play
if you
top
want
or mid. Khalil, I play top or mid. You know
Top
that.
red. Who else would consider midding on red team? I'm deciding whether or not we're
Yeah.
gonna use anarchist or we're gonna use
I can mid again if you want.
That's Zany Zach.
Danny
Yeah,
Zach.
this is.
He was brand.
So if we're gonna do, so the person you're gonna be mid laning against is going to be Jose, and Jose's plat 5, and you are
VP. It's cool.
Silver
I'm
one.
silver 1, but it's cool.
okay.
I'll do it.
What's like you can't build like a real item till 15 minutes.
Okay.
You have to survive on 3 Doran's rings.
I think I laned against him last time.
Gold 2,
anyways.
gold 3, gold 5, gold 3. plat
Wait, who'd
5,
you lane
gold 4,
again?
Gold 1.
Jose.
Oh no, he wasn't in here last game.
No, I meant like the last time we had League Academy.
Oh really? Huh.
Yeah.
Oh, I
So,
remember.
Does anyone support main on either team?
I
can support.
mean, I can do anything but jungle really. So
Jimmy's a pretty
Doesn't
good
matter.
support.
Because I mean,
Like,
if there's
I-
no other support main on the if there's not 2 support mains, then I'll bring anarchist in. Anarchist
'Cause I
main
mean-
support. I will use
I mean,
anarchist.
I've got a pretty big champ pool for supports, if necessary.
Okay, someone invite anarchist.
How do you spell it?
Not it.
I think I
I
got
typed
him.
in.
Hold on.
Oh,
Yeah, I
I
got
can.
him. I already got him.
Oh, okay, cool.
Okay, so to balance these teams, shit.
Yeah, that just got even worse.
Okay.
All right, guys, let's go.
We're gonna
Jeez.
move
Jesus.
Corky and move Warm Blooded. You guys both play AD carry, right?
Yeah, I play everything.
Alright, so Warm Blooded and Corky switch. Warm Blooded's actually plat 1. And so we're gonna move Chimney. Plat 1, gold 3. Wish I could average these.
Well,
Make
if you
a
have
Excel
MATLAB,
spreadsheet.
Nah, dude. Fucking
I'm still writing.
disgrace to
I'm
programming.
literally
Yeah.
literally taking a joke from programming in MATLAB to play this.
Are these balanced?
It's okay. I wrote all my macros in MATLAB.
It's like so. Let's see. I need a notepad up.
Oh wait, Curtis, are you mid?
I have no idea.
Dude, go.
Oh,
mid.
that would
Go
be
mid.
pretty fun. I want to face Carson. That'd be hilarious.
Let's do it. I want to do it.
Oh, you want to get bodied that hard?
Funny.
I would feel bad. Oh, don't play Brand. I don't. Never mind. I don't want to play mid. I hate playing against that champ.
No, I'm not gonna play Brand for real. I'm not gonna play him again.
I'll ban it. Don't worry.
Okay.
You're gonna pull out Heimer or something, so I can't do anything. That's the last time we tried to 1v1. Played Heimer. It was sad.
I'm not gonna play friggin' Heimerdinger.
1 sec.
Who the hell is this guy? Vincent Biofrost Wang?
400 plus 100 plus gold 2.
What?
100 plus.
Apparently TSM's new support is Biofrost.
I think
Oh,
we were
this
just
guy
trying
from
it out. Is it confirmed?
Yeah, it's on their page.
he's from that other challenger team in Europe.
Yeah, Dream Team.
Oh,
Yeah.
cool.
I've seen him
God.
play. He's really good, but like
Four is
he's also under contract. So I
Yeah,
don't know.
they've resolved the contract thing apparently.
Oh, okay. Resolved. Did anybody go missing while they were resolving it?
I don't know. All I know is they've been working. I don't know, dude. Fuck if I know.
Alright,
Has
TSM
anyone seen?
pulling
Wait,
all
did
their
anyone see the
assets?
TSM Sunshine video?
Yeah.
I got it.
3 plats, 2 golds. Other team has 1 plat, 3 golds.
Curtis, go mid.
Shit.
Dude, I think I might have to. I mean, 80 carry. I mean, it seems what the team wants.
I want 80 carry then.
Dude, for the belt.
I want to air. I'm just kidding. I mean, I
Okay.
could, but
I think this is fun.
Wait, Hawkstrike? Are you the scrub that plays Ezreal every time we 1v1? Oh my god. I hate you.
Wait, so what role is Hawkshark gonna play? Top or jungle? Hawk is ADC. Is Hawk ADC?
Is
Yeah,
he,
I
is he
mean,
an ADC
I don't
main?
know. We're fighting over it. I mean, if it was a fair 1v1, I could beat him with my secret Urgot pocket pick, but
So Wilhelmina is gonna play top or jungle?
Oh man, the two roles I am not good at.
You're not good at either of those, so I can move you to. Fuck, where can I move you? I can't move you. What do you usually play at Wilhelmina?
I usually play bot or support, but I can also mid.
Hmm.
So
it's such a
everything.
scrub.
Bot or
In other words,
support?
you're a Morgana main, Kappa. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh god.
Wasn't me.
What the heck?
Shit. So I
Dude,
can
the last
swap
time
Anarchist and Jiminy Cricket.
You want to do that?
Get outta here.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah, last time I played Morgana support in ranked, I thought I was like gonna go on a vacation. For some reason I was hitting like random bindings. Like I would throw bindings and it would just go off in a random direction. I'd bind someone. I'm like, what the hell?
Okay, so this is fine. You
I'll
guys
play
find out what
on
roles you want to
board.
play. I'm under the assumption that Anarchist is supporting, Warm Blooded is 80 carrying, that Zach is mid, Space Bacon is top, Gun and Roses is jungle, or Space Bacon and Gun and Roses can switch. I don't care. But that's my assumption. For Team 1, I'm assuming that Jose is mid. Hawkstrike or Corky can do 80 carry, I don't care. Support is Wilhelmina. Jungle is Chimney Cricket. And Hawkstrike gets, or who did I miss? Corky gets what's left over. Top.
Chris go mid.
Wait, I didn't.
Corky go mid.
Hey, I'm
You
mid.
go mid? I thought Jose
Yeah.
wanted mid.
Nah.
I don't know. Wait,
Jose's
Jose
mid.
usually plays mid.
Yeah, Jose normally plays mid.
Okay. Hey, Team 1, let's go into our chat so we can like figure
Yeah,
out stuff.
you guys go to your chats. Dude, Hunter, trust me, I don't want to come into the real world. I'd be perfectly fine being a college kid forever. Anarchist should be in Team 2. Oh, he's gone, okay.
Oh, okay.
I hope they ban the first.
Oh,
So,
you know Tyler's playing RuneScape.
Yeah,
That's
I just saw it. Apparently they're trolling him there too. People are just spamming trade requests. Oh wow,
so cool.
the target ban with the thresh.
GP didn't queue with me, so I'm a little upset.
one sec, wait. Hey Noah, your mic is muted. Did you play in any of the games? Noah, you there? I can't hear you if you're talking. I just type in the Discord chat.
Who are all these people in the team houses, Cole?
We're doing academy.
I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
okay.
Alright, so this time around it's definitely a lot of just targeted
Yeah,
bans.
these are super targeted bans. The Thresh ban is against Anarchist. The Jin ban, I'm assuming, is against Hawkstrike. The Brand ban is
Probably,
against Zany
huh?
Zach. The Oriana ban is against Jose. The Echo ban is a good ban in general. It's a good solo queue
That's
ban.
just a meta ban, and the Lee Sin is probably a Jiminy Cricket ban at this point.
Yeah,
Jeez.
Lee Sin's a Jiminy Cricket ban. And this gets played too
Six,
much.
it's 6 bans, and only one of them is really what. 2 of them are really what you can consider meta bans. The rest are like the bans you'd see if someone was streaming and they got ghosted.
The early ban feels bad. Damn, savage. Noah, can you not hear me in Discord?
Okay, I can now.
Oh, okay. I don't know what happened. Did you get to play in any of the games at all?
No, I haven't.
Oh,
I'm just.
You're just what?
I just got like here not too long ago.
What's your what elo are you?
Bronze 3.
Okay, I'll try and get you into the game after this. You can look at the stream at this link, and whenever this game is wrapping up, you can what's it called? Message me, and I'll try and get you in the game. I'll see if I can get enough people in the second game. I can't tell you how balanced it's going to be because I think most of the people that are still hanging around are like high gold, low plat. But I think it'll be a decent learning experience.
You don't have to like let me in. I just started a ranked game because like I saw that
It'll be
plat
after this
was.
game though, so.
Yeah, well, like that's what I'm saying. What's this game? Gold plat level?
Yeah.
That's thing right now. I'm sure that'll be over like way before this bronze game is.
Yeah. All right. All right,
So
I'll add
I will.
you.
Okay.
I gotta go back to commentating, so good luck. Okay.
So yeah, I mean, these are some pretty good picks.
What's up,
Let me
Sims?
use your GTA. Let me use your GTA account, bro.
I don't. I have to reset it. I can't log into it because my thing got banned. Not banned. Someone hacked it.
Wait, Snips, do you need a GTA? Are you trying to play GTA 5?
Yeah.
You can use my Steam account if you want.
Okay, so on the team comps are pretty good
Just
so far.
DM me.
I can't tell if it's
For
a
info.
Diana jungle or Diana mid. I don't know why the smite's there. I don't think Diana jungle is very good. I think Diana mid's alright. The Maokai pick for purple team very good. I saw Space picking on it earlier. Mina is gonna take the Caitlyn pick. Kind of early to reveal a Caitlyn pick.
Yeah, I mean,
specific comp you're going for, it's fine. But
yeah, it'll be interesting because like I'm not 100% sure that they synergize well because the Diana pick kind of implies that you want like a comp that just kind of goes all in, but with that, like Caitlyn's gonna be like that backline, but whereas like I currently don't see any disengage that would really save Caitlyn from like being completely run in on, other than like if they were to blow most of like their ultimates or anything for disengage.
DM me your info when you can, Roman.
What? Oh yeah, I'll PM you.
Oh, can I analyze this League Academy with you guys? I'm pretty high on, pretty up there.
Sniffs, please.
Got the Rengar pick. This is an interesting comp coming out of Purple Team. They're a very good pick comp that happens to have Maokai. Blue Team has a really strong comp, looks like really good front line. I am skeptical about the Diana pick. I think there are a lot of better picks than Diana right now. I don't think Diana's strong, in jungle at least. But they definitely have a lot of range in their comp. I think the Nara is good to like prevent engages. I think he's also very good at forcing engages when they want it. Braum, good disengage, also decent engage. It's good to have those dual threats like Braum and Nara that can like just either engage or disengage with their ultimates.
Right.
The Lux pick's very good. I think Lux is pretty strong right now. Oh, the Yasuo. Oh, baby. Is it time?
Happening?
Is it time for the boy?
I mean, this'll be
Locked it
interesting.
in.
I'm not gonna
Anarchist
lie.
locked it in, dude. That's what's up. This is hype. Final League Academy hype. Got a Yasuo pick in here. Holy. All right, I'm hyped for this game now. So purple team does not do well in the way does not have good siege abilities. Like they just don't. They're gonna need to split
It's just
push.
that
and
they're
gonna need
mostly
to get
team
picks.
fighting and picks at this
Or
point.
blue team's mostly team fighting for sure. Blue team's very good at team fighting. That's just what they do. They have a lot of ways to lock down. Like honestly, blue team has a really good comp against purple team. The issue is that they can't fall too far behind, and they have to be able to group up and like team fight. If they let any of these, actually with Maokai, it's not a big deal. If Yasuo or Rengar get big, blue team could start having problems because they're gonna need someone that can answer Yasuo or Rengar. As Diana starts scaling, she'll be able to answer them, but she'll be the only person that can answer them.
I mean, we're also going to see a lot of. We should hopefully be seeing a lot of armor stacked on blue team, considering like their comp is
purple
just.
team is almost exclusively attack damage.
Yeah, unless like Blitz goes big and decides to like go for an AP item, which would be kind of hilarious. I would definitely pay to see that. But
let's see. Yeah, so purple team's gonna have to really rely on picks to do well. I don't see them winning team fights against blue team unless like they just play them absolutely perfectly. The baby tap from Maokai can actually give you like a 5-man knockup, like that little knockup that he does. Yasuo can ult off of.
it's
really
pretty
short
big.
window, but you can do a lot with it. I think Braum and plus Braum Stun is just gonna be too much for them to deal with though. Ideally in team fights, purple team would be able to win wall off Caitlyn and just have her do nothing in the early fight, and Rengar could just pick someone. I think that once Diana starts getting big, like if you start scaling, they're not going to be able to do that anymore. But they have a lot of tools that will be able to displace people and put them in opportune situations. I'm going to go ahead and pull up their runes and masteries, even though I said I wouldn't do this.
yeah, we'll definitely have to see how the team fight plays out. Because looking at purple team, they're definitely a much more mobile comp. While for blue team, a lot of what they have to do is just like draw a line and just like plant themselves there, because that's the best way for them to get the most damage out. And to also like successfully win these team fights. They shouldn't be fighting alone at any point in the game.
So I think for Braum, I don't know that I would get Moose Speed Quints. I'm not really into it. I just would grab Armor Quints, become an unkillable and movable object. I think the health is fine. I can't remember if you want health on your Quints or your marks. I forgot how it works out, but I have a rune page somewhere on my account, and you can go look it up.
You usually get armored Quints and health yellows. Right. That's the runes that I go for support. Usually, like depending on it, I'll usually just go like a flat 80 with some health, MR, and armor Quints. Otherwise, I'll just go like if it's like a mixed damage champion, I'll go for Magic Pen because that just helps out so much earlier. Because any form of just going against resistances is worth it at any point in the game.
Yeah, so you want to go armor marks, you want to go health yellows, you want to go armor Quints, and then for your blues, you can either go scaling magic resist so you can get some cooldown. For Caitlyn, I think that's actually fine. I'm gonna go confirm this.
Is she running 20 attack speed or what?
No, she's running 13%, which is fine.
Okay, so this is standard.
That's very standard.
Yeah, I'll be interested to see if she.
If she what?
Oh no, I'm gonna be interested.
Much better than Magic Pen to speed up your jungle clear. Like absolutely way better.
Yeah, that's become something that's quite flavor of the month recently. Almost every jungler exclusively just has has attack speed in some way or form. Like I'm starting to see now most AP junglers they just instead of taking the Magic Pen, they're taking attack speed reds.
You absolutely should be taking attack speed reds over Magic Pen. That's a niche thing, but that's actually really important.
Yeah.
Punish for having the 15% CDR instead of some magic resist, but if you play it well and you're not near Yasuo to get E'd, like I think it's perfectly fine. Looking at Hawk Strike. Those look fine. I would definitely, when you're playing like an AP jungler, especially someone that scales as well as Diana with her passive, you want to run some attack speed runes. I think that would be much better than Magic Pen to speed up your jungle clear. Like absolutely way better.
Yeah, that's become something that's quite flavor of the month recently. Almost every jungler exclusively just has has attack speed in some way or form. Like I'm starting to see now most AP junglers they just instead of taking the Magic Pen, they're taking attack speed reds.
You absolutely should be taking attack speed reds over Magic Pen. That's a niche thing, but that's actually really important. Yeah. For Nar's fine. You see a lot of people run attack speed reds and not attack speed reds, attack speed Quints and damage reds on Nar. So I would consider doing that instead of running all AD. Nar does really well with attack speed. Or not as a built item, but as something to help you with your CSing early on and to get some easy harass. Lucian, I think that's fine. That's like standard AD carry. Did they run Fervor on Lucian? I think so.
You run Fervor on Lucian.
I think
The
on
only
pretty much every AD
the
carry
only
you run
range
Fervor
champion you
on.
should really run the like Warlords on is Graves, and even then it's not as good. But almost every single AD exclusively should just run Fervor, even S.
So
But-
Maokai is also fine.
I don't know how I feel about this Rengar's Keystone though. He decided to take the Jungle Keystone where he would get up to 300 bonus health, but that kind of negates a huge portion of the amount of damage he would get. It just makes it that much harder for him to delete like a squishy champion such as Caitlyn, because he's just not going to get that Thunderlord's
I
proc.
think for Rengar, you definitely want. I mean, actually, there's a lot of Rengar players that run Strength of Ages, so I don't know that it's bad. I know like Kuro runs
Right,
Strength of
but
Ages.
yeah, that's why I'm interested to see how he's going to play this Rengar out.
I think that's actually
because
fine.
it can be good, but I mean, nothing feels as satisfying as running Thunderlord's Rengar ulting someone, they just like disappear.
The
we're gonna see an early invade
Yasuo
here.
runes I definitely have a problem with. You really want to run, like running 8.5 AD is fine on Yasuo, but you really want to get like 13% attack speed. If you even like,
He doesn't have
Market
attack
Data
speed.
runs like
Oh, here
full
comes
attack
the
speed.
invade. Is it gonna happen?
What are you at? Are you at 53 seconds?
I'm at 56 seconds. They're just now fighting in a 1v1. I mean, they're all fighting in the jungle right now, level 1. No summoners were blown, so that wasn't too bad. I mean, just damage was done, but I don't think I think it was too early for it to really be something. Although unfortunately, like red team decided to kind of back out when they stepped on the Caitlyn trap, and I mean, and they weren't able to follow up on it fast enough since they were already backing off.
I think it's fine. Honestly, red team shouldn't be looking to do an extended invade against a comp like that. Like, if they get a blitz, cool, that's great. If not, they really shouldn't engage any more than that. So yeah, the Rengar thing is perfectly fine. For Yasuo, I would definitely have gotten more attack speed runes. Like, in some cases, you would just run entirely attack speed for your reds and your quins. Like, that'd be fine too. He has, it looks like, what is that? He has cooldown. I'm assuming. Oh, this is his Z runes, so it makes sense why his runes are bad. Yeah, you don't want to run cooldown percentage on Yasuo. You definitely want to run flat magic resist or scaling magic resist.
Yeah, because isn't his attack speed correlate to the cooldown on his Q?
Yeah. So he would have more Qs with more attack speed. It's not as good for early trades.
Holy crap, Jose is just like so aggressive. This is ridiculous. All I see is him just every single time I just go to him in lane, I just see him autoing Yasuo just over and over again.
That's good.
And that's
That's what
really
he should
something
do.
you want to do because you want to be able to prevent Yasuo from building up his flow so that he doesn't get that shield.
Whenever you're doing this matchup, generally you want, when you first start trading with Yasuo, you want to use your, oh, that was a good dash. You want to make sure that you get full value out of your shield. So if you have your shield up and it looks like they're going auto, you pretty much want to go in and trade 100%. Otherwise you're getting lost gold value from your shield. For bot lane, I think that the bot lane will be interesting. I think a lot of it relies on Blitzcrank getting a hook on Caitlyn. Like, hooking Brahm's not something you really want to do. It might get a decent amount of damage in on Braum, but that stun is going to be really potent.
Yeah, in like this type of matchup, especially, Lucian should be using the minions wave to his advantage to make up for his range deficiency versus Caitlyn. But a lot of times it's really hard to kind of play up against this because Braum just, if you pull him, he can come in. But at the same time, if Braum even just comes up, you can just kite back because that's just the power of just Lucian and Blitz with his minor CC right there.
One thing in terms of mid lane, so like Yasuo's getting a pretty good CS lead. This matchup favors Yasuo very heavily. Since you know that the enemy jungler is going to be farming to 6, you really want to try and be as aggressive as possible and try to keep that lane frozen toward the middle so that Lux has to trade with you to CS. Decent trading coming out in top lane. I'd be more careful with those minion waves though. Nothing too crazy is going on yet, and that's just the nature of having a not so aggressive. Oh, that turret shot, yep.
Oh, the turret shot. Might see an equalizing in this game.
And he has a pretty big CS lead. 11 CS is nothing to scoff at.
Yeah, they'll add up for sure. Because I mean, Lux is already backing early, so she's probably gonna miss out on this cannon wave.
It's fine in this situation for Yasuo since he pushes really fast to completely shut this turret and just back. Like, that would be the most intelligent use of his time.
Yeah, and also like Lux also ends up missing out on a cannon wave, so that's a lot of EXP and health and money there.
when you're getting
Okay.
pushed in like this, like generally when you're playing as Blitzcrank, you kind of want to have the wave shoving toward the enemy because when there's less minions to deal with, you are better at being able to hook people. When you get shoved in like this, it becomes much harder to land hooks, and you take a lot of free damage.
Oh, looks like we're gonna have a gank top lane here. Oh, he definitely overcommitted, but that's a lot of minions. Oh, okay, that's gonna be a free first blood there. Rip. That was a pretty big wave though, for sure.
Sucked because it was warded too, so I mean,
Yeah.
gotta pay attention to your minimap. Good on Rengar to have the what is it called? The Rage? I forgot what it's called. Fury.
Oh, he
Be able
he
to
built
get
up the
empowered
5
tank.
stacks of Fury.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, also, you
Another
really
one.
wanna-
If he hits his W, he's gonna get it.
I got the flash. That's
Nice
worth.
flash. Yeah. Once Yasuo hits 6, he's probably gonna all in. I think he's at least half a level up on this. Oh, he's actually 75%. He's about to hit level 6 after this wave. Yeah, this is when Yasuo really wants to be like trying to punish Lux or anything and go in, because he just saw Diana like move in towards his lane. So if anything, her jungle route is gonna take her away from that lane naturally, because of however her rotation is gonna be. Alright, this is looking good. Bot lane's taking advantage of the level advantage.
So this is a very scary position to be in as Lexi. Yasuo build. So one thing that I would do if you're playing Yasuo in like an AP matchup, especially when they have an AP jungler, is I would go Hex Shrinker first, and then build Zeal after that. Because usually Yasuo's early game is like pretty good, especially against mid lane mages. But then after his first back, he's kind of trash because you spend 1,300 gold on Zeal, and Zeal's not a very good investment. It kind of sucks. And so if you get Hex Shrinker, you get way more value, especially when the jungler is also AP.
Oh, he's gonna walk on a ward here coming in for the bot lane gank. I mean, honestly, if he commits to this, that's really good because Diana is here, but he is an entire level up on the Diana, so...
Oh, that was a very good ult by Nar.
Oh, I just missed
Mal-
that.
Malachi
Oh,
might be
okay,
dead.
he might
really
get
should've
this.
ulted a little bit sooner. I think he would have been fine.
Yeah, I don't think he's gonna actually get this. The Grasp of the Undying plus his passive really saved him there.
Yeah.
Oh, here comes the mid lane
The
gank.
Rengar.
And,
Oh, like
that's
this.
gonna hurt. Not like
Got the
this.
barrier.
She's gonna get away though.
Also, good guess.
Oh, he's committing
Got
for it. Yeah, alright. That Ignite was maybe a little
Very
bit
good hook.
excessive.
It's definitely worth. Lux is also going to miss that whole wave again. Is that a cannon wave? It's just regular wave.
No, it's not a cannon wave.
Yeah,
This thing.
feels bad, man.
I think third wave after this one's
I
gonna be
shouldn't
cannon.
fix this.
Oh man, I just really like being a Lucian player, like having played so many games on Lucian. It just kind of pains me when I see like such a fat wave and like long range like ADs like Caitlyn trying to take advantage of that. Like Lucian can poke Caitlyn out of lane through doing that. You just have to line yourself up and just aim and just like cue the minion and get it to follow up, because that's just a lot of damage that you can just follow up on.
Yeah. So Dinah 6, so she should really be looking to gank.
Oh,
the lane
did-
that she
did it,
So like ganking mid would be fine. Ganking top, actually ganking any of these lanes would be fine. Oh, rest in peace, Caitlyn.
Oh, rip that hook though. Is he gonna? Diana 6. She could commit to at least
I'll
for
have
blitz.
ultimate.
He's gonna do it now. Yeah, he's
Got
gonna
it.
wait for the last second. I think they saw. No, they just now burned heal.
Oh, man.
Exhaust got burned as well. Flash and oh, so close. Oh, is that? Oh, that flash though. The minions though. Okay, that's a double right
yeah,
there.
Braum should've let it
There's no
die.
way that. Yeah, that's gonna hurt. But
That
that
was
flash on
a
that
little
flash
overcommitted
prediction
there.
though. Yeah, that blitz held onto his like exhaust for quite a while.
So keeping track of those underspells is really important. You don't want to go back in if you know if the other person has exhaust. Oh no, he's gonna get all of his health back. So Jostle actually went grasp, which I didn't notice earlier, and I usually wouldn't recommend grasp in mid lane, especially against a matchup that isn't melee, because you you typically won't trade with him enough to grasp enough times for it to be meaningful. The Warlord's bloodlust.
Oh, he's actually using
here.
fast. I thought he went Warlords with the amount of health he was getting back. Must have been his Dorans.
Yeah. He's also going Shiv, which I also don't like, but I mean it's okay.
What do you? Oh, you usually go PD now, don't you?
Yeah. PD's just better.
I mean, we should be seeing a lot of the power spikes coming out because everyone's about to hit level 7, level 9, respectively. So, I kind of want to see like blue team try and initiate a team fight here, start getting some pressure around Dragon, and get the ward coverage back from Blitz.
One thing that really needs to be worked on by Diana is like these ganking angles. You have to diversify the routes at which you try to gank from. Try to get a pink where like you can't gank from like unless you have way more movement speed than the other person. You can't gank from lane like that.
They're gonna go in on Gnar. He's safe, so that won't be too bad. Right now, like with the fact that they see like Rengar top, I honestly this Diana should just immediately go down to Dragon. Like the bot lane should just immediately just start pushing the lane, try and clear it. It's a little unfortunate timing-wise that Lux had the back, but I mean that was a pretty safe Dragon attempt in my opinion if that were to happen. There's a lot
like 30 FPS now, and that I mean it's a hard matchup. Yeah, I wouldn't say that she's doing really poorly, considering how hard the matchup is. But like that's going to start really playing out pretty soon here because we also was able to win most of Lux's abilities, and it looks like
they're gonna
bot now. If
it looks like they're gonna dive it on.
Someone's dead for sure.
Oh, did the ward just die in that bush?
Yeah, they saw him there.
Oh, he showed it. He showed it himself. Yeah, they're not gonna go for it. This is good on the Lux, knowing that she can't rotate back down. She just immediately shoves the wave out and tries to get as much damage on the minions before Yasuo gets back.
I mean, blue team isn't at that terrible a deficit. Like they're down 3k, but like their team is going to scale better in terms of team fighting.
Yeah, and the main problem is the fact that since their bot lane got an early lead,
Makai should be dead here. This is good for them.
No, I think he's safe actually. He's safe.
Be dead.
Oh wait, no, actually he's dead. Oh, but is he gonna get the trade? No way. Okay, they got him. All right, man, that was cutting it real close. Yep. See, they're gonna get Dragon now that they see the jungler top. So that's good on them. I think.
Got it. Oh, rest in peace.
Oh, the wind wall.
Very good wind wall.
Flash misses Q actually. And this is the next Q. Misses the auto. Oh my god.
Out of the skill day.
That flash is a little too far, I think. Yeah, he did miss the Q completely. But yeah, the thing is that's really hard for blue team right now is to maintain like that dragon control at any point, just because of the fact that even if Diana was down there while Rengar's top, you have this like 3-0 Lucian that's also like 30 CS
like
up on the Caitlyn, who's got an item up on her. Oh no. Oh, did I just miss it?
I don't know what that Rengar flash was. I don't know if that was a misclick or if he was trying to flash the Gnar slam, but he ended up flashing into turret range and then got stunned by Gnar. Like that was
I think Rengar.
He was trying to dodge the Gnar E or flash it, but he just completely just flashed into turret range and then got stunned. So, I mean, looking at the gold differences, Yasuo is like 1,000 gold ahead of Lux, and if he backs right now, he's gonna pick up Shiv, and I'm assuming, I don't know if he's gonna go Trinity Force, and if he is, he'd probably pick up Mage first, maybe Zeal. I think he should at least get Boots or something. So yeah, he gets Boots of Swiftness. That's really, really good for him, because every single champion on the enemy team relies on like kiting in some capacity. I mean, except for Diana. I guess Braum. I mean, even Braum has a good kiting tool. So, like, Diana's only the only real person that doesn't rely on kiting in some form. But she has skill shots, and oh my goodness. Oh my.
That's a Lucian with a one item advantage over Caitlyn, and Caitlyn has no attack speed. Caitlyn has no attack speed. This Lucian has dagger plus essence reavers, like an essence reaver. Like, there's no way
Caitlyn's career. So like, that's something you just gotta look at the other person's items. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't expect my boy Lucian to do that much damage, but at the same time, like, boy's fat.
I mean, I saw that coming. He's 2,000 gold up. He was almost 2,000 gold up before that kill.
And oh man, that's a corn-fed boy.
But what I really like though about Red Side's warding is that they're warding in these really unorthodox positions, but at the same time they're just like doing it to like establish control over like the paths that people will be crossing. So like, you know, the supports and the junglers, if when they get their red trinkets, they're not really going to be looking at those spots. They're going to be checking bushes and whatnot. But I like what he's doing, what the Blitzcrank here is doing.
This CS.
I mean, if it was even
in bot lane.
Yeah, like the problem with Caitlyn is that when Lucian completes his first item, he gets a lot more sustain on his through his ability spam, and that's usually Caitlyn nowadays, like, her attack speed is so low in the sense that it just doesn't benefit her to like spam it in that way. To just build full damage, she needs to be able to get her attack speed item out because that just allows her to proc her headshot more, and the headshot is just what definitely does more damage. Oh, is he gonna get off? He's gonna flash. I think they're gonna dive this.
Actually, no. Oh, can catch him for sure.
That was a misplay on his part. Yeah, he clicked back too.
Yeah. Yep. So I think Red Team's doing a really good job of like taking advantage of the goldie they have right now. They're grouping up more than I expected them to. I honestly expected them to. I mean, they really need a turret here. When you get a lead like this, like instead of going around chasing these kills, they should really just pressure down mid. Like Rengar's mid, Yasuo's mid right now. They should just go mid, kill that turret. They can win them all off Lux, stop her from getting any wave clear there. Okay, so getting top lane turret was really good.
Oh man, the Rengar.
Brave.
Oh no, the Blitz hook though.
Not like this.
Oh, not like this. Not like this.
Damn.
Oh,
that was huge.
Man.
That was really, really good by boosting. That's like exactly what they needed to get back into the game.
Like, honestly, the Caitlyn and the Lux should just keep on going, just push bot lane all the way through and try and take that turret because they want, like, in this situation, you've already lost your red side top turret. You want to be able to equalize that on the other side of the map because that's something because you want to be able to have a wave that can push far enough where you can pressure them. What the hell is he want?
He can
Nara's gonna fight this. I don't think he's gonna get out of this. Wood wall?
Yep.
No,
he would have used it. He could have 1v2'd them, but he couldn't have fought them with either. Let's see.
This is really good. You're starting, like, now that the top tower's gone, Maokai's pretty much free to just maintain pressure around the map as long as that wave isn't going to rebound all the way to his top turret. And even then, it doesn't have that much damage on it, so... Holy cow, he has so much sustain.
So what I would do here is I would just send Yasuo top, or send Yasuo bot, and then have 4 other people go mid while Nara's shoving that wave top. That's what they should be doing. There's no reason for bot lane to keep going down bot, because with the top side of the map being freed up like that, you can just have Nara get preoccupied with minion waves, and then just have someone clear it every time it gets the turret. Yasuo can zone them off of the turret, of clearing the wave with the turret with Windwall down there. So I'm gonna say they can, there's a lot of things they can do. They can 4-man bot, they can 5-man bot. Like they're always gonna have a disadvantage by not having Nara there, because Nara's gonna be pushing top right now. But getting mid turret, I think, opens up way more of the map. And like they can completely stop Lux from getting, that is a very bold move by Yasuo.
Oh man, he might pay for that right there.
Oh, he's dead.
Oh, the prediction!
Oh, he's dead as fuck. This is the Yasuo syndrome, boys. So this can cost them the game 100%.
Yeah, definitely. Honestly,
like that.
Like, but the thing is like their bot lane's already is already dealing damage to their tier 2. I definitely don't see enough of them being up to be able to take a turret since they're all at such high. They're all so healthy. The turrets are just so healthy right now.
I think Nara, he's finishing a clear right now. He's gonna really want to start building, itemizing armor right now. Like he built the cowl for the lane, that's fine. He wants to cleaver because he wants a decent amount of damage, that's also fine. But since his Lucian is getting so far ahead, he's gonna need like some armor to deal with the amount of damage Lucian's doing. I'd also like to see a Zhonya's come out of Diana. Zhonya's on Lux. I don't know if Lux built. Do you know if Lux built Seekers first or not?
I mean, depending on the situation, I mean, no, yeah,
I did Lux specifically build Seekers before Morello? I think Lux really should have finished Seekers.
I think she built Morello before it.
She built the cloth armor and then built Morello. So she really should have finished the Seekers arm guard first and then built Morello. Like that would have made that lane much easier. Like Seekers gives you what's it called? 45 armor, where the cloth armor only gave you 15. Like that is a huge difference.
Yeah, it also still gives you AP anyway. Although I'm definitely liking the pressure that red team's putting out. They're just aggressively going out, placing wards and whatnot, and they want to do Rift Herald? I don't know about that. They're kind of getting pushed in on their mid lane. They're gonna get...
Because it looks like Lux is back. I mean, they don't know Lux is backing the thing. They should really just take this mid turret. Like, it's triggering if they're not taking mid. Lux hold. That was really good.
I mean, what I wanted to see earlier was when they first lost their red side, when they lost their red side top tier 1 top. I just wanted to see them just go back and like counter on the bot side. They had 4 people there. They won a huge team fight. So the fact that like you dropped like 4 people and they're all on death timers means you can just keep going for it. A lot of times it's like a lot of players that I see, they have this thing where like after you have like a team fight and you've killed everyone, you just want to back immediately, but it's that you're missing out on like the advantage you can get throughout like in terms of map pressure, because you can just keep, because they're down on the map, they're not going to be able to hurt you, so you can safely like push out a wave or so and then just back.
And Lux sniped that. Oh, that was a good flash there, but you got Lucian flash. It's not bad. You don't want to do that.
Yeah, they're not gonna want to do that.
That was really good. I think red team will lose that fight if they don't play it perfectly.
Wait, what time are you at?
If I didn't disengage, I'm at 10 seconds behind you.
Okay.
Red team should really take this mid tier. I mean, they got bot tier completely. That's really good. So they can look to pressure. They really just need mid turret. I would say that they could look to pressure Baron, but that wave is going to push into them, and someone's going to have to go clear it. So Yasuo can stop this push entirely by himself with that wind wall. Maokai needs to not be here so long.
Yeah, he's overstaying for sure.
Like,
I think they definitely want to put some pressure up top to try and get back map control. Oh man, there's the dive. But, oh, Rengar, goodbye.
Oh man.
Diana? Can Diana follow this up though? No, they're not. There's 4 people up top on red team.
Team's doing a good job of closing this out. So blue team really, Gnar has to not be so aggressive. Like when you're down a turret like that, like even if you have wards, it's really risky to try and take an engagement like that. You need your team to pressure the other people and have them all consolidated in one area before you can pressure a turret like that. Like, I understand he wants to get top turret, but really any turret would be a good trade right now. He should have waited for that bot lane to shove, and that way that would have taken someone's attention. I still think red team should really get this turret. Like,
I don't know, they were coming up, and like the fact that like the Kate trap line is like kind of like that line of scrimmage that you set up in. Caitlyn, like right now, she did finish her Infinity Edge, but honestly, even though she has an Eye Edge, she's not going to actually be outputting that much DPS because most of her damage was shot with her rework. It was pushed over to her.
Oh, Yasuo's dead.
Her passive. Yep. And, oh, it's fight. Yep, rip Yasuo. Okay, they should definitely keep pushing this and take this turret. Corgi should be fine. They definitely need to follow up on this. Yes.
Lucian
watch out for the flank.
Lucian flanking.
Lucian flanking. Question mark. The bro. Yeah, goodbye, Lucian.
That is shit.
Yeah. They need to take this turret now. Like,
Yasuo syndrome, dude. I mean, red team still has a pretty big lead, but they're throwing it pretty hard.
Yeah, they need to take. Like, blue team has a perfect chance to take this turret. They gotta wait coming
and
up
they can take the next one too. Like,
I mean, honestly, I don't want.
This.
Yeah, I would rather see Diana just go bot right after taking this blue. She definitely needs to go bot because she has enough damage to take that turret, in my opinion. They could even try and challenge for a tier 2 at this rate. Ooh.
One needs to help them DPS that turret there. I mean, it's fine if they don't get it, that's still a huge play. They could have just equalized the gold. And Diana gets this, it'll be close to equalizing it, but it won't be quite there.
It'll be off by like 2k. Or actually at 1k. Yeah, 1k gold, essentially.
The Yasuo's essentially taking that lead he had and throwing it. Not gonna be able to get that either.
Oh, man. Oh, my gosh.
That's a tanky Braum, dude. And behind Braum. That was juicy, but at the same time, like... Also, when you go grass the Undying, you really want to build... if you go grass the Undying, you typically build tankier items. Like, even Trinity Force would be better than going IE after Static Shiv. Like, if I go grass the Undying, I'm most likely building Sunfire first. like I'm laning against Zed and I build Sunfire. So that's pretty much the only time I go Graft and dying mid Yasuo. Any other time you're going to see me taking either Fervor or Warlord's Bloodlust. I typically only take Fervor when I'm building tanky as well. And I want to... Holy lag. What's lagging? Are we lagging?
No, I'm good on my end. Ooh, are they gonna catch her here?
Oh, but usually I'll only take Fervor or... Oh my goodness, the Diana damage.
Oh, she's gone. She's
Yeah,
done,
she's
so.
like that.
He needs to turn off his R. Okay. Yeah, that Caitlyn's oh, okay. She flashed out of it. Honestly, Red Team should just back off this. They shouldn't overstay their welcome, because all it's gonna all it's gonna take is, like, yeah, Lucian's gone.
Overcommitting, boys. Like, these are fights that they don't need to take. There's no reason for them to take them, honestly. Oh, guns are...
Oh, is he gonna get... Oh, the flash! No! Okay, he had leaked... Oh,
So
NA
what they're doing now,
Rengar.
having Yasuo go top, they should have their other 4 pressure mid while Yasuo split pushes, and they need to get ward coverage. So, like, splitting bot, so the ward coverage that they have on bot would make it way more reasonable for Yasuo to split bot than it would top. But because there's a top turret, top inner, and top lane, Yasuo wants to split top. And so, oh no, that's a ward. My bad. Yeah, okay, that's right. So, they need the ward coverage that they have in bot jungle on top side so Yasuo can safely split top. Otherwise, he just risks getting 5-mans. And since he doesn't have Trinity Force, there people will have a much easier time catching up to him. He does have Alacrity though.
Yeah, nor does he have teleport as well, or even exhaust, because exhaust would be pretty useful in like a 1vx situation. Yeah, once Caitlyn gets her Runans and Lux finishes her Zanyas, I definitely expect to see a huge power spike coming out of blue team, and they definitely are going to want a team fight off that. Just that's the sheer fact that Caitlyn's
1-4. He has just as much gold as Lux. So I mean, that's just to give you an idea of how much CS matters. Yeah.
How much CS is it per kill? Like, how many CS is 300? Like,
Anyway,
what? Like,
so, I'm pretty sure the gold for CS scales as the game progresses, but if you kind of just use 20 gold per CS as a benchmark, it'll be pretty accurate.
okay.
Yeah.
I don't know if this is really worth it. It doesn't really do that much damage.
Oh,
Okay, he flashed off the red. He was gonna burn to death too. But definitely seeing 2 people top, blue team should just... what are their carries doing? No, they need to go dragon. Just drag. Like, you can afford to lose this tower if you can make a big fight drag and then push mid. Like, that's something that you can do afterwards. It's not like they're gonna be able to, like, yeah, like, what the hell? Does Yasuo have any MR?
No.
That would explain a lot. Yeah, see, because of this commitment top to these people who are just split pushing, red team's gonna be able to get a free dragon. I would have definitely liked to see them contest that because of the fact that just 2 main sources of damage are just not there. The only person they really have to worry about is Lucian, and like Maokai's just going to be annoying, but they should definitely be able to contest drag because there's no jungler, and they could even take a tier 2 mid. Oh my gosh, this ward coverage is just straight up oppressive. Like, if I had this happen to me in my solo queue games, I would just feel bad, just because there's nothing I can do about it.
Alright, that should fix the frame lag, guys. Okay, red team really needs to take these mid turrets. Like, I cannot stress enough how badly red team needs these mid turrets. Like, this game is at a standstill. I don't know about the Yasuo.
Yasuo, hello? Hello, Yasuo?
Yeah, having no MR, I'm actually just gonna whisper him.
Oh my gosh. But yeah, they can definitely siege this turret once they get another wave up, so they should just wait and have Caitlyn set up a trap line so they can't get engaged on.
And they really
Rengar's
should be
gonna try
looking
and
for a
come in
fight
for
with Yasuo.
I don't know. Rengar's gonna get this. Oh, she got the good flash though, and Caitlyn, fight. Oh man, they can definitely take this fight for sure.
That Maokai is so tanky.
This is such a good fight for them. Their entire back line's still alive, and like Diana's still on the flank too. They have to worry about that.
Oh, Maokai, the play.
Oh, Maokai, the Maokai.
Wait, oh my goodness, the Braum.
Oh my god! Meanwhile, their back line. Uh-oh.
still can't tell if this is worth red team. I don't think so.
Wait, he's running. He has Death's Dance. What is going on here? Hello? What is this? Lucian, this Lucian build is quite interesting. Alright, I think they're gonna get the mid turret finally. You can finally untilt yourself, Khalil.
That's good. So red team needs a lot more wards in the jungle of blue team, so they can press more safely.
Well, they had a bunch. They just now expired.
Okay.
They expired like maybe like
That's
1
a really
minute
good
ago.
placement of that. I don't know whose pink ward that is in bot side jungle, but that's excellent placement.
Nobody ever really finds those until like after you get pushed all the way into your base.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I said, that Blitzcrank was like placing wards in like really good locations. Like he wasn't picking sandwiches; he would pick off locations like here, and like in the middle, like not in bushes, but in the middle of channel ways, so that whenever like people would walk by, they wouldn't really try and clear. They wouldn't try and trinket for it, but it provides complete vision. And, oh, this is not
really
good.
Baron call by them. Like,
That's
that
a
was
free
super
Baron.
Good Baron call. They had They had trinket by Rengar. He sweeped it, made sure there were no wards there. There were 3 people chasing out, so at this phase of the game, you really want vision on Baron. And with the amount of damage that Lucian does, it was perfectly reasonable for it was perfectly feasible for them to be able to do that Baron.
I'm probably gonna have to have a talk with this Lucian about his build after this game.
I think it's
Quite
fine.
interesting. I mean, it's interesting, but honestly, I think he's missing out on a lot of damage that he can take advantage of. Oh, and they're going for the Blitzcrank. Yeah, he should be gone.
Failed it.
Oh, the
Failed
missed flash, though. The missed
Now,
flash.
at this point, you need to just let Blitzcrank die. Like, this is not a
Yeah.
fight they
Oh
want
wait,
to
they're
take.
committing to this fight. No. I think they're
so
committing to
split.
this
Oh,
fight.
very good flank by Lucian. Holy, that was huge.
Oh man, that's good. Catches her on the ult. Where's Caitlyn? Oh, there she is.
Oh, he's dead.
Yep, right there.
They getting this turret mid?
Yeah.
I don't think they'll.
I don't think they can.
That was not a good use of Baron.
Yeah,
Well, if they get this inhibitor turret, it'll kind of be worth. Okay, they should back
Yeah,
out
so
here.
like, yeah, for sure. I think Guns N' Roses is about to overcommit for one, like hugely. Yeah, he just hugely overcommitted. Yeah, so
good.
the
He
thing,
had flash and
the
ult.
reason, yeah, so the reason why I want to raise some points of concern about Lucian's build, like when you're a Lucian who is actually like 3.5k more gold, like gold over over Caitlyn, that's an entire item right there. And so at this point, like I can like Essence Reaver and Phantom Dancer is fine, that's not a problem. But the fact of the matter is, when you start going Death Stance or any other sort of item rather than maybe IE or just another form of a crit item, you're just missing out on this level of burst damage that Lucian adds to the fight, because now you're trying to treat him as like a sustained champion, which in the long term is just not something you want to do, because
I mean,
9 times out
wouldn't
of
say
10.
that. It's definitely in this particular situation, it's fine because you can go Infinity Edge and get more damage output. Like, he is certainly missing out on damage output, but what he gains instead is a lot of survivability against a very AP heavy team. If he knows that Diana's going to be diving him, he needs the lifesteal to be able to sustain against her, and the Maul to stop her from instantly killing him. The Phantom Dancer
the
also
Maw's
helps
fine.
that.
I'm okay with the
think
Maw and the
Death Dance
Phantom
is
Dancer.
fine too. Like, I mean, you could say that. I think Bloodthirster would be better in this situation. I wouldn't say
Bloodthirster
like
could
go
definitely
Infinity
be
Edge. I think
better.
you should go for Bloodthirster to be able to get the shield. Death Dance is better on a champion like Riven, like even Yasuo.
Because of just
because you
yeah,
have a
just
lot of
'cause the
sources of
AoE.
physical damage that is not like your basic attacks. I mean, I'm not saying it's bad. I think Lucian is a pretty cooldown heavy champion, so I think it's actually fine in that respect. But I think Bloodthirster.
yeah,
adds
like
more
I'm saying,
survivability.
it's not bad, but it's interesting. I'm curious to see what his reasoning was.
Hey Norman, I need the code again.
Okay.
So blue team is just losing their base, man. This Lucian is a really big problem. I think that the other champions in the game are like, they really need a good engage, and they need to catch someone.
Alright, thank you.
And they're gonna get the Yasuo. Oh,
He
boy.
actually almost lived.
Yeah, they did trade Caitlyn out for it though, and they're gonna definitely be able to get a bot inhib at this rate. A lot of ultimates were burned on blue sides, while red team has maybe only just burned a few.
Oh, he actually picked it up. I don't think you're going to kill him now. Oh. So I mean, like, in terms, like, the blue team's 10k gold ahead, and they should really respect that. But, I mean, there's a lot of things that they're doing that are just outright mistakes that they could definitely avoid doing. When you're this big, and, like, the problem is they're letting red team split them apart like this. If they grouped up and forced an engagement, like with Gnarl, that puts a lot of responsibility on Gnarl to be able to force the engage. But if they had done that, like, they definitely could have turned this game around. They still can, but they have to respect the amount of damage that Lucian is doing. And this Maokai does not die easy, man. Like,
He has no mana though, so he's gonna go down. He's gonna go down though. He has no mana.
It still takes him that long to kill him. Like, that's so Caitlyn has Lux really needs Void Staff. I guess they're not super AP. They're not super magic resist stacking yet.
Oh, Jiminy Cricket's caught out here.
Blitzcrank also has Lock of the Iron Solari, and that reduces your damage by a pretty significant amount. Anytime that someone builds an MR item, you can think of it as like 1 MR is equal to 1% of your total health. So it becomes effective health. So like, say I have 1,000 HP. If I have 20 MR, that increases my health by 20%. So it's like I have 1,200. So someone using AP-based attacks against me will have to do 1,200 damage worth of ability power in order to kill me. So when you get a flat, like, what is it? Unlock it.
It's 20%. It's the 20
15% increase on everyone. So even when it comes to someone like Lux, when you're looking at 15% increase, that is tantamount to like 225, 250 extra HP on just Lux. And like, she doesn't even have very high effective health. So you look at someone like Braum, who has 3,000 HP, like, that's a lot. And like 3,200 HP on Gnar, 2,000 HP on Diana, like, that's a lot of extra damage that you have to. I mean, I used the wrong team as an example. I probably should have used someone on red team as an example. Like 2,400 on Rengar, 3,000 on Blitzcrank. That's a tanky Blitzcrank. 3,700 on Maokai.
Yeah, he's huge.
That's a lot of health being added on. So Void Staff is really efficient in that respect to be able to do more damage. A lot of time it's more, there's more damage based on you get more damage from the penetration than you do on like from building another damage item. But Gnar getting caught, like, Gnar's been getting caught a lot, and that's, oh my goodness, rest in peace, Caitlyn.
Norman. You said this account has GTA 5?
Yeah, it should.
That's not on here.
Wait, what? It's not?
Yeah, no.
Oh, I think I know what it is. Hang on. Wait, do you just need the Rockstar login?
Well, I don't have the game at all. I want to install it.
Oh man, okay. Okay. Man. Okay, let me look at damage dealt real quick, dude. That Maokai did some fucking Demaglio.
Hey,
Jeez.
Cleo, can we just say something real quick?
Yeah, what's up?
McMahon won his first game.
They had what?
McMahon won his first
Dude,
academy.
can we all take a moment of silence to appreciate the fact that McMahon won his first game? That's my boy, dude. It's because he duoed with me and he learned the way. He ascended. He was able to win a League Academy game. I'm proud of the McMahon. So a lot of things in this game. Corky, my boy, do you top lane often?
Sometimes.
Okay.
My ping was like triple this game.
Okay, that does suck. But I mean, in terms of like in the realm of decision making, there's a lot of stuff like for this comp to work, you had to be the one that kind of like flash engages Gnar to get the fights going. And the problem that you guys are running into is that you guys are just getting split pretty much the entire game. You have a very strong team fighting comp, and they have a pick comp, but they had you guys spread so thin that you guys weren't able to actively engage on them or make anything happen. The Lux Yasuo matchup is really hard for Lux, and so I expected Lux to lose the matchup, but I think Jose still played it pretty well. And even though he ended up falling behind like 30 CS, he ended up coming up huge when you guys took that really bad engagement and bottom try. that you guys when you're red team, like you guys risked throwing this game so many times, like it was actually insane. There's a lot of times where you should have when there's an out, you should always prioritize outer turrets, and then outside of outer turrets you prioritize inner turrets, and from inner turrets you prioritize inhibitor turrets. And that sounds like really obvious and straightforward, but you guys literally just let turrets, like outer turrets, stand for pretty much forever. And you guys had the tools to be able to stop them from clearing the wave with Windwall, and you could have just shoved down mid, but instead you guys were just like split in 30 different lanes, kind of doing whatever. Whenever you're in a situation like this, it is a lot more smart to go for the less risky objective on the map, which generally is going to be the outer turret as opposed to an inner turret. But you guys didn't appreciate your power spikes, and you kind of just let it fall flat. It turns out the blue team just got caught a shit ton. Like Nara got caught a lot, Caitlyn got caught a few times. Like having that happen is what let you guys win this game. But if blue team, like for example, hadn't let themselves get caught like that and they had good vision control, then they would have just completely punished you for not taking the objectives when you had the relevant power spikes. Like Yasuo had a lot of really, really bold plays that would have straight up lost in the game. Like that first gold swing was entirely because Yasuo got overextended and got CC'd, and then they picked up like 2 turrets off that. They could have picked up 3. So that would have just straight up lost you guys the game. Overall, I would say the biggest problem is that the plays are just overly aggressive. Like you guys are taking fights that you don't need to take. You'll get something out of it, like you'll get a turret, and then you still feel compelled to fight anyway. When the reality is that you don't need to like fight at all. You could have just taken the objective and left, and you guys would have been solid with the lead. For blue team specifically, I think you guys fell behind in pretty much every lane. I think it's reasonable because in bot lane, it really came down to Caitlyn had to not get hooked, and that happened a lot. You want to try and keep the wave pressure on the enemy turret so that Blitzcrank has fewer opportunities to hook you, but if you get hooked, you're pretty much guaranteed to die. It's very unlikely that Braum is going to be able to save you from dying during the damage that Lucian gets to pump out during that time period, and you really needed to just try and get the turret down and then group mid and just start shoving turrets. You guys never hit that phase because even though you guys played the team fights pretty well, I'd say red team overcommitted like 90% of the time and just made really silly mistakes. Even though you guys like played those team fights pretty well, you were never able to like mobilize and push objectives. I think chasing Yasuo cost you guys pretty much the game. Whenever you guys chased Yasuo down bot lane and they did Baron, like you guys had no vision on Baron whatsoever. It looks like in terms of trinkets, like you guys had blue trinkets, but you didn't use the blue trinkets on Baron, and that cost you a lot. If the enemy team goes missing for any long period of time and it's at like the 30-minute mark, you need to make sure that you have vision on Baron. Otherwise, you risk just completely giving away every Baron, which is what happened. In a comp like this, when you know that your lanes have bad matchups and you're playing something like Diana jungle, you are pretty much required to make something happen once you hit level 6. If you don't, the other team is just going to take the huge gold lane that they've surmounted and just crush you with it. I don't think Diana jungle is very good right now. I think you did a decent job playing it. I think you also understood that you really needed to blow up the carries on the red team, but the reality is that they got so far ahead from their laying phase, from getting no pressure, that you couldn't do anything about it. And I think most of that issue is that you weren't taking very good ganking routes. You kept trying to gank from lane for Lux against Yasuo, and the only way that works is if you have like a guaranteed snare that lands, and you also run faster than the enemy champion. Yasuo has one of the highest base movement speeds in the game, and he built swiftness boots with alacrity. There's no way you're ganking him from lane. Like, you have to gank from one of the side brushes, or you have to gank him from, like, around near his turret. Like, you cannot run down the lane and try and gank Yasuo. And you wasted a lot of time doing that I think you could have applied pressure in another lane. Nara had a lot of problems with Nara is that you were overextending beyond your outer turret after it was already down, trying to get the top turret, and that's fine. Except your team has to preoccupy the other 4 members. There are a lot of times where you almost killed Maokai, but surprise, his whole team's here. And that's because you had no turret to run back to, and your team also had no presence on the map when you guys moved out. So you guys really need to start paying attention to where you are on the map and where your team's on the map before you make aggressive plays. There's a lot of times where you could have just turned the game around by realizing, yeah, we don't know where people are, so we should just group up, and you would have done a lot better. For individual lane matchups, I think Lux played the early lane against Yasuo before Yasuo got windwall super well. You want to harass him and keep that passive down and get in free damage. But the moment he starts getting kill pressure, the moment he has access to his full kit, you're gonna have to be really careful about how you place your skill shots. If you don't shoot windwall, if you don't shoot your Lucent Singularity too far, you can actually do damage to him past windwall as long as it lands in front of the windwall. Fuck you, Snips. whenever you, and so the other thing is that it was good for you to understand that you're not going to win this lane. You need to go into team fights and take advantage of that, and that's something that you ended up doing. The only way that you guys lost that game is if they split you. I'm gonna fucking kill Snips. Wait a second.
Yo.
What the heck?
It's
Alright, we're good. Anyway, so whenever you're in that situation where your team is required to team fight, you really have to be super, super, super cautious whenever you delineate from, hey, we're going to group up, we're going to go push sideways. Most of the times when you guys got caught, it's either you were pushing sideways or you're pushing a turret unsafely. And against a comp with a Rengar and a Yasuo, if you get caught in the middle of the lane, you're just dead. And so really a lot of the load fell onto Corki to be able to flash engage onto their team, do the money gnarl, slam in the wall, line it up with Final Spark, all that good stuff. That's what you guys needed to win. But since you guys never got into a position to where you were organized and grouped to do that, you just have to play to the strengths of your comp. And a lot of the time when you're in solo queue and you realize that, hey, we're losing this game, it's not because we don't have engage so we can't win. We don't have tanks so we can't win. It's you're not recognizing what the strengths of your comp are and you're not playing to them. So every time a game starts, you need to find out what your win condition is. In this case, it was we all group up, we team fight, we shit on them because we have a million different CCs, and if Yasuo or Rengar gets caught in those CCs, they're just dead. And that's what you guys needed to play to. What Red Team needed to do was to split you guys up to where they never actually had to fight you and pressure every lane, and that's exactly what they did, and they won. So when the game starts, come up with an idea of how you're going to play the game, what your win condition is, and do everything in your power to fulfill that. All you guys had to do was not fall too far behind, group up, and you win. That required a good flash engage by Gnar, but outside of that, if you guys notice, you won every single team fight where you didn't just completely get taken by surprise or flanked. As long as someone didn't get picked, you guys straight up won the team fight, and that's just how the comp goes. You guys were down 8,000 gold winning team fights. So just keep that in mind whenever you play solo queue, especially, because as long as you understand how the game works, or how your comp works, you can get around its disadvantages. And in this case, the only way that you could answer a Fed Yasuo or a Fed Rengar was to have Diana answer them. And you guys just sent all the wrong people at all the wrong times. But do you guys have any specific questions for how you did what you should do differently? I think I'll do one more League Academy game. My build.
Something I want to say though. Who was the Lucian in that game?
That was McMahon.
McMahon. Oh, it was McMahon. Okay, never mind. That's completely understandable why he built those fucking items. Jesus Christ.
I think so the build sacrifices a lot of damage, in my opinion. I know that for a fact.
Right. The thing is that he could have either itemized into Bloodthirster or even
So I think
it would be better if he just went Mercurial though.
So the Death Stance is fine. I don't think Death Stance is a bad item. I also think it's pretty good on 80 carries. It's just that whenever you build Death Stance, you lose the shield that you would get from Bloodthirster otherwise. But since Lucian has a lot of physical damage-based abilities, he gets pretty good value out of it. So I don't think the build was bad. I mean, I think it was unorthodox, but I think knowing that there was Diana on the enemy team, and they had a lot of AP burst between Lux and Diana, I think that it ended up being fine.
Yeah.
But I mean, Steven, there are definitely things that you should have built.
You're like 3K ahead. Doesn't even matter what you build. So building anything with damage just allows you to win at that point.
Steven was saying that you should probably have built IE, your third item, and then built Maw and Dust Stance, which I mean, I can agree with that. You lose a lot of damage when you do that, and if you're playing 80 carry, your primary goal is to be the sustained damage. I think because of the nature of your comp, it worked out. If you guys had a more conventional comp where you had a tanky frontline and you needed to be able to kill their frontline first, I think Death Stance or Infinity Edge would have been a must. But since you were playing against, since you were playing a split pushing comp that was really good at picks, and you knew that there was no one that was going to be able to save you whenever someone jumped on you, I think your build was actually pretty good. Also, I'm trying to build this last lobby, but there's an error, so I think I need to relog.
Yeah, well, there's something going on, right? Because last time we got a loss prevented for that last Academy game.
Yeah.
Also, we couldn't spam mastery emotes. It was a glitch.
Yeah, that was just
that's game breaking.
That's probably why we lost.
That's why we lost the game, honestly.
Oh my god. Not like this.
I'm gonna restart my client. Actually, I might not be able to. There's something wrong with making games in lobbies, so they disabled ranked. Josh has a question. What's up, dude? What's your question? I'm restarting my client. This might take a second. There's a bronze player that's gonna play in this next game, so if someone wants to sit out, that would be. Oh, never mind. He's not playing.
Wait, John says he wants to play if you have room.
What Elo Sean Silver something?
John Silver one.
Alright, so we'll only have to drop one person, I think.
Hey, so I was playing Nar that game, and Rengar was like on me the entire game.
Yeah, unfortunately, that stemmed from your first blood. Like he just kind of walked up on your ward and then just like nailed you to the wall.
It was really unfortunate. I had the ward in the bush, but like it didn't cover all the way. There was like a tiny bit of.
Oh really? Because that's weird. Because like I was looking on my client, I was looking on my spectator client, and I was toggling, and like you actually like for briefest of moments you can see him.
Oh,
you can actually like see him like walk up on you.
I could be just really bad, but I don't think so.
I do the same thing. I'll have like 3 wards in the river, and I'll still die to a gank. That's my style right there.
Not receive a response from the server. This might be the last game because I can't log in anymore. We'll see though. Looking at more questions.
Still having issues.
Peter, I know
right,
also use PD nowadays, but wait, what's your question, Corky?
Oh, okay. So that was during the laning phase, but like later, I just wanted to get the outer turret, and but there was always like, it was never just Maokai top. So what do I do if I leave top? They're gonna just shove down and take the inner turrets.
Okay,
but if I stay there, I'm gonna get picked.
So the best way to figure out what to do in that situation is to understand what the other team's going to do. So if I'm the team that just took your turret, and I know that you're behind, I'm going to want to shove the turret to your turret, or shove the wave to your turret, and force you to go clear the wave. If you have bad wave clear, which Nara kind of does when it comes to big waves, I know that it's going to preoccupy your time for a while. Then while you're clearing that wave, I'm going to go mid lane and try to shut that turret down, knowing that your team can't have you for support to prevent an engage or to do damage. Or I'm going to try to catch your team and the jungle while you're busy clearing that wave, because I know someone has to go clear it. Red team actually completely failed to do anything off those waves. So like whenever you had that wave shoved to your turret, you could have just cleared it, pushed up, waited until your team got their attention mid lane, and then you can try and push the turret. But any time that your team, that you can't see everyone on the map and you don't have an outer turret, under no circumstance should you be trying to push that wave, or should you be trying to push that turret. So what you should have done in that situation was either group with your, shove the wave out safely to as far as you could, up to river basically. Don't actually extend all the way to their outer turret, and then group with your team and try to make something happen mid. Because you guys have a better team fight than they did, but you guys do not have a better split push than them. You cannot, there was no way that you were going to out split push them. And you just made yourself really vulnerable and just ended up giving up free kills. In that situation, you shove the wave as far as you can safely, and then you group with your team and try to make something happen, or you go farm jungle camps. If they had you mid lane, you could have made a lot of things happen, especially when, because once you get that wave shoving up toward their top outer turret, if you stop pushing the wave on your side of the river, just before it passes over, that's going to make 2 or 3 waves that are going to automatically shove to their top turret, and someone has to go clear it. So when someone goes to clear that wave, you go mid, you do a flash engage onto them while they're top laners top lane, and you kill all of them. You get a free mid turret. What ended up happening is that you just kept trying to push the wave, and said you guys have to use the minion waves way better than you are. You guys will have waves that start building up, and instead of letting the waves just push and do their thing, you try to go and enforce it, or you try to make a play off of it when you don't have to. Just let the minions win the game for you. Unless you have vision control, then you can go push it. But you're not going to push turrets nearly as fast as a Rengar or a Yasuo. That worked the most to you guys' detriment, because since you were trying to end up pushing that turret, your team didn't have you to make the engages that they needed to fulfill their win condition.
Yeah, another thing I wanted to say was, it was okay that you got the Spectre's Cowl first, but honestly, with their team comp, when you really think about it, it would have been more beneficial for you to get Bami's Cinder and build into Sunfire's Cape, because Maokai's going to go tank just like you are. And so in the grand scheme of things, sure, you can build some MR later down the road, maybe it's a second or third item, but you want to have that upfront, Bombi Cinder first come back to lane, because not only does it give you health, you actually do gain some level of push to be able to push the lane back, and you're going to build straight into an 80 item, which makes you more relevant earlier in team fights because there's such a 80 heavy comp.
I know he also goes PD nowadays, but I love the passive on Shiv. Is it okay to build Shiv? Okay, so I think that Shiv versus PD is like a 70-30 kind of thing. Like 70% of the time it's better to build PD, and I think if you play top Yasuo, I think it's like a 99-1 thing. Shiv is just not a good item right now. Phantom Dancer gives you more base stats. You get the passive from Shiv that's kind of nice, but at the same time, if you're trying to duel people or split push, you automatically kill the wave when you Q. And that stops you from losing a lot of your mobility. That causes you to lose a lot of your mobility, and you lose a lot of outplay potential by building a Shiv like that. I would save Shiv for when you're the only wave clear option on the team. Like, there's no other way to clear the wave but you. And I would build PD in literally every other situation. I feel like his Q is a really long CD some of the time. The reason why your Q seems to be on a really long CD is because you take practically no attack speed runes whatsoever. His Q got nerfed to where the wind-up time went up to like it scales from like point something seconds to like 0.14 seconds. And the more attack speed you get, the less cast time that his Q takes. So when you go like 1 attack speed quint, like you pretty much completely fuck yourself on how many Qs you can do. So part of the thing is like if you're gonna go, you build Shiv, which has less attack speed than Phantom Dancer, and then you didn't build Trinity Force, so you didn't even get the attack speed from that. You went straight into IE. So if you're gonna do that, you're gonna want to run like 27% attack speed runes, because like I know Arcadata does it. It makes you trade not as well in lane, but it makes you be able to have that flexibility of like, oh, I'm gonna go IE second. Also, you went Grasp. I would never go Grasp in mid lane as Yasuo unless you're laning against Zed. If you're building Grasp, that means you want to build more tanky items because that increases the amount of damage that Grasp does. Yeah, I figured. You were using a Zed page. But like whenever you go Grasp against Zed, if you take Grasp, you want to be able to trade with them consistently so that you're always getting the Grasp proc. And this goes for you guys' information, this goes for anybody that runs Grasp, like top lane or like Yasuo mid. When you play against Zed, you end up building Sunfire Cape Burst. Like you say, completely say fuck building Zeal. You build Sunfire, you get the health from it, you get the damage from it, and you get the increased damage from Gaspian dying. For that build, you're gonna go 12-0-18 when you do that Grasp build. You don't no points in Cunning or the middle tree. Any other time, you should go. Honestly, you should go do Fervor or Warlord's Bloodlust. I usually go Fervor whenever I'm building a pretty tanky Yasuo with Trinity Force. I'll go Bloodlust anytime I'm trying to go like Phantom Dancer, Infinity Edge, or Phantom Dancer, Trinity Force, Bloodthirster. Dude, I can't log in a league anymore. We might have to call it quits, boys.
It's been kind of shitty all day. They've been dealing.
I can try to host a lobby, but we'll see what happens.
Well, you can create the game if you wait a while. Eventually, you can hit cancel, and it'll.
That's what I did. I did the
lobby.
cancel, and that usually creates the lobby. But when I did it that time, it what's it called? It gave me an error.
Jimmy and I are in a lobby right now, so.
Feels bad, man.
Oh, the login servers are down right now, so.
Yeah, so I can't log back in. I shouldn't have logged out.
Well, there's that.
If you guys
this is how it ends.
If you guys want to chill.
Wait, Johnny, what are you doing here?
What?
Aren't you guys having like some huge PvP?
Yeah, we lost to Warrior Poet.
Oh fuck! That thing was being streamed apparently.
Yeah, it was.
Is it like completely one-sided or no?
No, they brought twice our number.
Okay, that's bullshit.
If you guys have any more questions, like feel free to ask me right now because this is the best time to ask.
Or ask me. Even though
Cleo,
we're even watching the game.
As far as my Rengar goes, was it just picking really bad decisions on when to go in?
It was 90% bad decisions. Part of it was part of it. I don't think you had like many mechanical errors. I think you just like attacked people that you really shouldn't have attacked, and you look for flanks while you had people down. Like when you're going for a flank for Rengar, the reason you're going for a flank is because you're trying to create a numbers advantage. You're trying to create a deficit for the enemy team. But if you're already at a deficit, going for a flank really just equalizes it, and then it removes literally all value that you have, because now you have no ultimate, you can't really engage on anyone, and like you're kind of a useless Rengar at that point.
Okay.
So like you want to use your ultimate solely to create a numbers advantage, and if you're already at a deficit, like there's no reason to go in and try and do that.
Yeah, one thing I would also recommend, like what I was noticing Rengar-wise, Michael, like, so one combo that you could do that's just, it's an insane, because like you weren't doing as much burst damage as you were probably expecting yourself to do. One thing to do is you make sure you have 3 stacks of Ferocity.
Okay.
and ult, because you're going to be theoretically like you're going to only generate ferocity stacks afterwards, correct? So what you do is your ult, and then hit your press Yomu's,
Q, right?
and then
Okay.
proc a Q, and then as you jump, just buffer your E, because your E will fly out as you jump.
Yeah.
And it'll
Well, I was
hit
doing
them.
that with the fifth stack up. I didn't know it was
but
actually the combo was with 3.
Yeah, you're basically gonna follow up with that. So what's gonna happen is the moment you jump on him, you get the damage from the immediate jump on him. You're gonna Q him. That's gonna automatically get you your max ferocity stacks, and you can either Q again or E to completely stop him. But the thing is even if you Q again, you're gaining ferocity stacks beyond that. So you can just like you could even E him and then just follow up with another Q and W afterwards, and usually you'll delete someone. And Thunderlord's Rengar is just an absurd amount more damage too.
I would still go Strength of Ages. Pretty much every pro goes Strength of Ages.
Yeah.
That's fine. Noah, wouldn't you want to get the pick and then leave, or would you want to look for your team to engage as soon as you get the pick? Noah, ideally, whenever you go for a pick like that, unless if everyone's grouped up and it looks like a team fight scenario, you want to get the pick and have your team engage at the exact same time, because that puts them down a person immediately, and that diverts the attention off of you to where they have to deal with your team engaging on them. You can get picks as Rengar, like where people are just isolated, kind of doing their own thing, and just like you want to get the pick and leave in that situation. But when it comes to a team fight scenario, you want to get your team to engage immediately as you're engaging. So not only do they have to, and that splits people's attention. So like they're looking for Rengar, and that means while they're looking for Rengar, they're not paying attention to the fact that your team's engaging. Or if they're paying attention to your team engaging, they're not looking to try and prevent Rengar from doing what he's trying to do. You have to use Rengar's ultimate very psychologically, and you can make people behave in ways that they normally wouldn't behave. And like that's Rengar's strength.
Gotcha.
And also, for blue team, when you guys had that huge fight bottom where you just straight up like wiped red team, like it was like a 4-for-0 or something silly like that. Well, when that happens, like you guys should just push that wave bot, and because what needed to happen very early on in the game, after you lost your blue side, your top side tower, you needed to equalize the turret. Like you needed to equalize that turret and get another one. And like that's an example. You guys got like a pick, and the problem is that like you killed 4 of them. But then instantly, you guys all started backing. But 3 of you guys are like over half health. So you should just commit to going to the wave and getting damage on that turret. Because there's no one that's going to be able to turn around to just come and get you out of nowhere. Because Yasuo doesn't have TP. He's on the other side of the map. What's he going to do?
No, he was actually there. He was.
Oh, yeah. He was like, oh, right. That's why he was like in the back of your jungle somewhere, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, still, he's going to, if he wants to do something, he can either proxy the wave. I don't know if he was going to do that, or he would have to face you guys. You guys can just take that and then just like do damage to the turret, at least clear wave, and then just back. Like the immediate back, I don't think was as beneficial because you guys just missed out on a lot of turret damage that could have translated into much more.
You have any specific tip against how to play against Yasuo in lane or something, like boost him or like just playing tower?
So
I always get against a Yasuo. Like I never win lane. He starts jumping everywhere, and it's annoying.
That's a really hard matchup with Lex. I personally never lose that matchup. The only way that you're gonna win that matchup is with a lot of jungle pressure. But the best thing that you can do against Yasuo is that you want to be able to, since you can't reliably land skill shots on him, you want to try and rely on the minion wave to do most of the damage for you. So if you just if you E his minion wave and shove him into turret, you're able to 1, stop him from being able to trade with you, and 2, you're able to you're able to contain him, because the issue becomes when you have minions all over the place and he can just E freely all over the place, and you have no way to lock him down. If the Yasuo's really good, they'll win wall your Q's point blank. So anytime he goes in a trade with you, you're probably gonna lose the trade. So that matchup emphasizes entirely on controlling the minion wave better than he does. If he starts getting the wave to shove against you, you either want to shove the wave into him or you want to let the wave shove into you. Because whenever he postures in a way to where you can freeze the minion wave just outside of your turret, like that sweet spot where it's like just on your side of the river, but it's not in turret range. If you can get the wave to freeze there, it makes it really, really, really easy for your jungler to gank him. And you're gonna have to try the best way you can to get him to use his win wall so that you can trade against him at all. The best way to get him to win wall is to get in a position to where you can Q him without him dodging from a minion or dodging to a minion. And once you get that win wall out, then you can look to try and deal damage to him. In that situation, you just want to land an E, auto him, and just get the fuck away. Because whenever that happens, you get Thunderlord's proc, and that's the only time you should look to trade with Yasuo, is when you have when you can auto his passive off, and then you have Thunderlords available. Then you just E auto, and you'll get the Thunderlord's proc because of the E plus the Lucencing plus the passive proc plus your auto, 3 hits, Thunderlords, and then you should not look to trade with him at all until your Thunderlords is up again. That's at the beginning game, it's like 25 seconds. So, like, those are your windows of opportunity to trade with him. If you do it any other way, odds are he's just going to jump on top of you and kill you. At 6, you should not look to fight him at all. You should, I mean, in that matchup, I'd either run Exhaust to stop him from killing you, but if you think that you can play safely enough to where he won't kill you, I would just run Teleport, and just every time that happens, teleport bot lane, use your ultimate at level 6, get a double kill.
Another thing
TP would have been better.
Another thing that you can do too is because like if you posture in certain ways, like you can make it seem as though like you're gonna bait out, like you can bait Yasuo into throwing his wind walls sometimes. Like what I've done before is like I wait and then like I posture as though I'm gonna Q him, and then I just throw out my shield, and he just like throws it, and you can punish him beyond that. But one thing to note is that when he if you know he's gonna dash through you, just instantly don't like try and Q him as he's dashing into you. Just fire your Q right behind you on the path that he's going to exit on, because it's going to hit him.
Yeah.
Like most of the time. That's like something you can definitely take a punishment on. And especially like at level 1, usually you go E first as Lux. What you really want to do is you just want to be able to like get like a minion advantage. So I would just like deal damage to the melees and like try and kill the casters as quickly as possible, and just like keep on autoing Yasuo, so you just waste his flow with your auto attacks.
One thing that you can do that's kind of cheeky, like I know you usually start E first on Lux to like get wave pressure, but if you're constantly autoing the minions, you can generate almost as much pressure as him, and then whenever he goes in to trade with you, you can auto him to pop his passive and then walk backwards into your minions and then snare him. Because when he doesn't have wind wall and he starts E first, his best trade against you is going to be autoing you and Eing on top of you and then autoing you. If you start Q, he has nothing to stop. He has no way to, once he starts autoing you, he has no way to get back onto you after you snare him. And if you snare him in the middle of like 3 caster minions, you'll fuck him. Most Yasuos will
caster
start
minions
E,
hurt so
and
bad.
like Yasuo players always want to try and trade with you immediately in lane because they have passive. If you break that passive and then make them get on top of you and then snare them, you'll just completely fuck them. Like, you'll do so much damage. And you just keep autoing him while he's snared. This works pretty well until he gets wind wall.
Yeah, you'll basically tilt Khalil, through proxy.
What is a good Corki combo strategy? I just bought him and I'm trying to get good. I'd say Corki is like a medium difficulty champion to learn how to play. One thing that you want to do when you're playing Corki is like definitely respect the strength of your autos. You want to go for Thunderlord's procs whenever your Q is up. So just kind of like auto someone, throw Q, auto them again, you'll get Thunderlord's proc, and then you just kind of want to CS outside of that. Your biggest damage spikes as Corki come whenever your Phosphorus Bomb is up, and you want to use it in such a way that you're guaranteed to land it on the person so you can get that Thunderlord's proc. Corki has a pretty safe landing phase, and he's also really strong. So you can harass people pretty easily with your autos in lane, and then once you get into 8 minutes hits and you have the package, you want to definitely look to like set up a kill mid for your jungler, or you want to set up a kill in the bot lane. Doing it in bot lane is probably a lot easier because they expect it the least, and a lot of people don't even pay attention when you pick up the package. And since you're moving so fast, you can get to bot lane really quickly. So whenever you just you play Corki very much like just a mid lane spellcaster, you just have to respect the fact that your autos do a lot more damage than.
Because of his passive, the Hextech Shrapnel. But yeah, like a lot of things too is like you're going to take Q first, but at level 2. It's going to be kind of like one of those, you decide based on like whether or not there's like a significant jungle pressure that's going to be on you or not, or like the mid laner can't push, or depending on the situation, you can choose. You don't have to go like, because some people just like tend to just go Valkyrie immediately off the bat, but I say that like that's not 100% necessary, because sometimes you can just go E and then just like fight him into a wave and just completely shred him, like absolutely, like Thunderlord's proc, everything. Yeah, Corki's not exactly the best AD carry right now in the meta, because of the fact that a lot of ADs now are all about like attack speed, and they have your standard range. So you have like people like Tristana, you've got Caitlyn, Lucian, like Jhin. These are all like relatively long range champions, and Corki's damage is what you can't consider as consistent as as like Lucians, even though they're both essentially caster ADs. So the amount of like utility that you'll get out of having him bot lane is nowhere compared to like having him mid lane, because the package just offers so much map pressure and just mobility across that map. The fact that like a lot of times it's just not worth to have like a package Corki just sitting around in bot lane when you could have him in mid lane, able to just threaten people like around the map and even the jungler in his jungle.
Christopher, I would definitely recommend him as a mid over an ADC. I don't think he's a bad ADC. I just think that there are ADCs that are better and at ADC right now. And Corki has a lot more utility, like Norman was saying, and a lot of ways to pressure from the mid lane than he does. And especially since Corki's so mid game oriented, and once you getting that mid game power spike faster by being mid, and hitting level 6 quicker than you would as an AD carry, and like also like just generally you can be more of a threat, especially to the enemy jungler early on. I definitely say that Corki's better off in the mid lane.
Yes, I think like what is it, level 8? Is it? No, hold on. Yeah, like level 8, you have what, like 5 points in your phosphorus bomb? Like that's huge. Oh wait, no, level 9. Yeah, sorry, level 9. You have you're gonna have your phosphorus bombs like completely maxed out. Like that's insane, because at that point when you're level 9 as a mid laner, getting that solo CS and just constantly like be able to put that pressure, getting that Triforce around that time is just immense. Like the amount of damage you're gonna output will, like, people are gonna be like, oh, it's just a Corki with a Triforce. Oh fuck, I'm dead. What the hell? That's what it feels like most of the time.
So since the league servers are like taking a shit, I'm gonna stop the stream now. So if you guys, and anyone watching the stream, if you want to ask more questions, you can add me on League or add my Smurf or message me on Facebook. This is probably the last League Academy. I don't know that I'm scheduled anymore because I have to like do real life shit. But I'm gonna upload this to YouTube so you guys can watch it afterward. If anyone wants to take over League Academy, shoot me a message. I'd prefer that you be like at least Diamond 5, because you're gonna be teaching people that are like Plat and below, and you have to like know how to run a stream. But I can teach you that kind of stuff. So that's it for the League Academy stream for May 1st. Thanks for watching, guys. See you later.
Thanks.